Welcome back, guys, to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. Today we're going to be doing a comparison between Evolution Blue Vegeta and Golden Frieza, or not Golden Frieza, but Go Frieza, which are both of the Carnival LRs that were released during the 10th anniversary. Both of them are equally disappointing in terms when you compare them to the other units that they have released alongside. Some people would like to sit there and argue with you that Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is in the discussion as well alongside Evo and Go Frieza, which is absolutely absurd. If anybody's doing that, they're clearly not using the units. But leaving Gohan outside of it, the main two that are being compared the most as arguably the worst LR to release during the 6th anniversary is the LR Goku and Frieza from part 2, as well as the SSB E Vegeta from part 1. Now, both units do have some very glaring flaws that are pretty easy to see the moment you read their kit, but some people would like to argue otherwise. If you guys saw the previous video where I called them worse than STR Evolution Vegeta, the comment section was not very happy with that. So, we're going to be going head-to-head between Go Frieza and Evolution Vegeta, seeing which unit is better between the two. And to make this a overall just kind of fair comparison between the two, we're going to be running both of their leader skills, which I will say right now, Go Frieza has a much better advantage on leader skill because USS has not gotten many buffs during this anniversary specifically, because honestly Go Frieza don't really fit that well on the USS team to begin with, but you can choose to run them on there. We will not be running them on Evo's team here because we want to just kind of have them separated, and we won't be running Evo on Go Frieza's team either, even though he's not on there anyways. And that is just to keep them separate so you guys can see what they do individually and see how good they are as units alongside the other units that are on their leader skills. You can also run them individually on other teams, of course, but at that point, I will say Evo has the advantage as his link set is a bit more flexible than Go Frieza's. Go Frieza's link set is essentially extremely limited. Pretty much the best unit that they link with is either themselves, which even with themselves, when they tag switch into Goku, they only have 4 links, or a UI Goku or MUI Goku, which they also still only have 4 links. But that is besides the point. We are just going to be running them on this team here. This is a Battle of Fate team. They are a 220% for Battle of Fate. And the lineup of events that we're going to be doing to make this fair for both units is what we're going to do is we're going to go into Goku side Red Zone for Golden Frieza as well as Beerus, which is a fair event for both units. Neither units are massively disadvantaged on it or anything like that. They both have an equal opportunity to shine. And the other thing that we will do is we will be going into formidable opponents. However, we will not be going into the grade 8 formidable opponent because that stage is, I would say, bad for both units. As Frieza early game and Evolution Vegeta early game, if Dire is an AoE super, both of these units are just going to straight up die on that stage. That is just how that goes. It's not a matter of trying to favor one unit versus another. Evo is bad on AoE stages, that is a fact. However, Frieza is also going to be bad on an AoE stage that's early game. If that was a later game stage, that would be much more favored to Frieza. However, it's not. So we'll be going on one of the formidable battle events. I'm not sure exactly which one I'm going to go on yet, but we'll get to that when we get to that. First off, we're just going to start off running all 3 events with Frieza. We'll give him 3 attempts to go ahead and clear the event and see how he does in all 3 attempts. With that being said, let's get into it. Alright guys, we are here with the first turn for the Frieza run. We do have animations off. We're not really here to see the animations. We're kind of just here to see what the units will do. And one thing to keep in mind with Frieza is you will always float him on turn 1 because he is absolutely horrendous and he is the worst assigned unit by far out of the anniversary. But you can decide that for yourself. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it or anything. You can do however you want to go about with that, but that is what I think. I think Frieza is the worst unit individually out of everything. He can tag into Goku, which is what makes him a little bit more bearable, but that's not to excuse how bad Frieza is designed. Frieza is essentially a nothing unit until you get him under 77% HP. He does do some decent damage, but as I think we are far enough in Dokkan's lifespan to know that damage is not enough to make a unit good. So we do have to float off Frieza early game, and that's just how it is until he can exchange into Goku. Then once he is able to exchange into Goku, you're able to use him much more, and Goku can try to carry the unit on his back without breaking it. But once you do have that available, the idea is if you're above 77%, you switch to Goku. If you're below 77%, you switch to Frieza. It's just unfortunate that early game you don't have that option because Goku is a 10 times better unit. But that is fine. We're going to see some damage from Frieza here. He is at a 23 million attack stat. Do keep that in mind for when we switch over to Evo Showcase that this is what this guy is at. He is at a 23 million attack stat. This is with his 2-turn support active as well, so this attack stat will go lower once we get later into the fight. But that won't matter because by that point we will be going into Goku. So here is Frieza just doing some damage. He has the 2 supers there. And then he is doing another one. That is the Frieza passive, where if he has at least 2 super type allies, he does launch 2 guaranteed additional super attacks. And then he does also have a guaranteed crit, which is not what that is actually. Hold on. We have to float off him again. We do have Jiren here. We could trust Jiren into slot 1. It's not the worst thing. Jiren, I believe, does have a different passive though. If he is slot 2, I believe he is better defensively. We will just go ahead and double check that while we are here. Yep, second or third attacker is getting a little bit of extra DR. And then other than that, he just has 50%. Either way, this first phase does not hit very hard. We will go ahead and let Jiren go first because we don't want to have to risk the dodge chance on 3Q. Fortunately, that's just how the key orbs have decided to drop. That is fine. But, so Go Frieza, they do have a additional with a great chance of being a super attack. That is their basic effect. That is what proc them. We were able to hit the great chance. And then they got a guaranteed additional super from having a full super type ally rotation, which also gave them guaranteed crit. Now, you'll never probably see this because you don't really run Go Frieza on an extreme class team, although you could because there is a Kid Boost and stuff like that on the extreme leader. But if you have a full extreme class, he is guaranteed to get 2 additional super attacks. However, he does lose the guaranteed crit. So I would just argue that it is better to get the crit because the crit makes a massive difference in damage. So you want to run them on a full super class team ideally. And this is with double support active, by the way, because they do give 2 turns of 77% support, which is active here and was active last turn. That's why this Frieza's attack stat is a little bit higher. And as far as links goes, he had better links on the other rotations. So if we had those links active right now, he would have a bit higher attack stat than even he does right now. But that is where we are at with Frieza right now. So we are 2 turns in, and Frieza has done some damage, and now we're about to be on the 3rd phase. Unfortunately for us, our physical Gohan will not be able to stay on rotation here, to be honest. I don't think that it's worth to keep him on here. The reason for that being is we want to keep MUI Goku. Ideally speaking, I would keep Gohan on here if I was trying to win. However, we are trying to showcase Go Frieza, and if we want to showcase Go Frieza, we should try to get them their best link partner, which on this team is going to be this AGL UI Goku. So we want to keep AGL UI Goku on rotation. That way when Go Frieza come back around, they can link up with him, and they can do their little shenanigans that they do as a USS duo. That is pretty much where we are at with that. That is why we floated Gohan off here. Otherwise, we would probably keep him on. Doesn't really matter either way. We have Beast Gohan there. Physical Gohan would not have been able to stack up too much either, so that's another reason to float him off there, because the enemy was already at essentially full HP. We will go ahead and stand by with Mr. Goku here. We'll pop Jiren standby as well. We are not going to pop his active skill here. His active skill is a heal, as well as he creates some rainbow orbs, which he only needs 1 rainbow orb to be good. But Goku is the good part of the unit. The Goku unit does have guard and a good amount of DR. We're going to go ahead and throw him into slot 1 here. Let him do his stuff. He is getting, I believe, supported by Jiren. I don't remember if Jiren gives defense support. He does not. He is only giving attack support. So this is undefensive supported on Go Frieza. Let's see what they can do against one of the hardest hitting bosses in the game. And then we will go from there. Hopefully 3Q is dodging. That would suck if he didn't. Alright, we're getting super off the bat. This is exactly what I wanted to see. I want you guys to see what happens here. The unit that people are gassing up a lot. 713k with 57k normals. And a 21 million attack stat. Yeah. But don't worry, guys. He can go slot 1. He's better than Evo, guys. He can go slot 1. We don't talk about the fact that AGL Jiren would have been a better slot 1 there. You know, that's what I would have personally done. However, because we're here to showcase Go Frieza, and that was him at full HP with all his buffs active, we did decide to put him slot 1 there so you guys can see what damage this unit takes in slot 1. Look at AGL Jiren. What a great guy, man. AGL Jiren, thank you very much for saving the run. But just wanted you guys to see that. I would have 100%, I would have probably put Jiren in slot 1. However, then you have to consider, if we had put Go Frieza into slot 2, they don't get their slot 1 buffs. That is one thing. They don't get their slot 1 buffs if they're in slot 2, obviously, right? That's how that would work. Let me see if they do have any slot 1 buffs. Guards all attacks, receives 1 attacking, 1 receiving an attack. Yeah, I mean, it's only a key sphere thing. We gave him as many key spheres as we could. He doesn't have to be slot 1, so we could have put him slot 2, and he would have probably been fine, but then he would have done even less damage. So there is that. Now here, we do have the revive active, so we have that available. We will go ahead and pop Go Frieza's active skill here to heal. There we go. There's the heal coming in clutch. There's that utility. We are able to pop a bunch of other things. We're not going to pop like Beast Gohan active or anything like that. We have Revive available. We're going to link up these two together. That way we can see what they do. And the most orbs we can get here is going to be this right here, the 6. Let's go ahead and see what this Goku does with 6 orbs and active skill. And then we're going to do this. We want the Revive to pop. We want you to see how much damage Go Frieza take. That's why we're not popping the Beast Gohan active. Again, I'm feeling the need to state that because some people seem to have a misconception of what it means to showcase units. So here we have Go Frieza getting hit by the Golden Frieza Super. This guy has been debuffed a little bit. So let's see if that makes enough of a difference for Go Frieza not to get absolutely nuked. And they're still taking 541k, but at least this time, they're taking double-digit normals. Thanks to the active skill buff there, we do have a 37 million attack stat on the Goku, which is pretty decent, you know? It's nothing too bad, nothing too shabby. However, Goku, because he lost HP since he wasn't able to tank the super for double digits, did not get an additional super attack, which is one of his conditions. He needs to be above 77% HP to get an additional super. Absolutely crazy how that works out, right, guys? Absolutely crazy. So we do have MEI here going crazy. If we die, we have the Revive. We're not really worried about anything. Again, we could have popped Beast Gohan active, but we're here to showcase what Go Frieza can do and what Go Frieza can take. Now, you guys could sit there and say, you know, Go Frieza are going slot 1, and they're tanking, they're doing all these things. That's a good thing. They're slot 1ing for you. Do we need them to slot 1 here? Out of all the rotations that we've done, did any of those rotations, did we need them to slot 1? That is, I think, the main thing that people don't seem to understand is, yeah, it's good that Goku can be a slot 1, but we already have slot 1s on the team. You don't need an infinite spawn of slot 1s on teams. You need 2 at most. Unless you're fighting a stage which locks, in which case you would need more than that. That way, if you get a unit locked into that slot, then you have that available. But we do not have that situation here. So, we do not. What we will do here is we are going to pop Jiren's active, get him into his full power state, and let's see where the super is. Obviously, there's one in the first, one in the third. We should be under 77%. Jiren for the first turn. Let me see here. He should have a little bit of extra stats on the first turn. One turn, he's getting an extra DR. This guy is debuffed a little bit. Jiren is super type. He has 77. He should be fine. Jiren should be fine to go slot 1 first here. We're going to go ahead and throw him there. We're going to avoid the AGL orbs. That way we can avoid healing and let Frieza do his thing. So that is why we're going to avoid that. Frieza himself doesn't need any specific orbs. They're right on the cusp of 77%, so I'm hoping that once we take these normals, that Frieza will be under the 77% restriction, especially because we're also getting supered. So that should get Frieza to be under 77%, so we can see what Frieza can do as well, and not just Goku, because this is a good situation for Frieza when he's under that 77% threshold. Hopefully we can get that here. If we don't, that's just unlucky. Not much we can do about that. Frieza doesn't need any specific orbs, so we will just go ahead and grab this. And then we are going to throw on this. Gohan is going to go slot 3 in front of the attack, which is probably going to get us killed. But that is just what it is here. Not much we can do about that. We could have maybe thrown Goku slot 1 and thrown Jiren slot 3. That is a possibility. I just don't know if Frieza's even debuffed enough for the Goku to be fine. And do we live? Nope, we do not. Okay. That was Jiren getting us killed there. Probably could have thrown Goku there and he would have been fine. But that is okay. We will just hop back in. We won't count that against Frieza because obviously Jiren was the one who died. Let's keep going. Was really hoping AGL Jiren would be able to come through there for us. Unfortunately, he was not. It's just slightly not enough debuffs on that Frieza for Jiren to actually take that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to go ahead and float this guy again. Pretty similar rotation to last time. It is what it is. But yeah, if we had thrown Goku slot 1 there, he probably would have taken around 300 something K and then taken double digit normals. We would have been fine. And probably throw Jiren slot 3. That would have been ideal. And then Gohan can slot 2 and we would have lived the turn. Just would have been extremely risky either way, but it is fine. We'll just go ahead and hop back in. We won't count that against Frieza because Frieza was not the one who died. It was Jiren. But again, this is just mainly to show you that we're not playing to win here. I just want to clarify that because some people seem to get that misconception. If we were playing to win here, there's a lot of different things we would do. We're playing here to show you what Go Frieza are capable of in terms of damage, in terms of defense, in terms of their value. You guys saw in the last run, they were able to go slot 1. They do take a gargantuan ton of damage, which we can avoid by not putting them slot 1 and actually using the slot 1 units that we're bringing. But that's something we would do if we were playing to win. Instead, we're here to showcase what Go Frieza can do. We're trying to limit test them, and then we'll hop over to Evo and we'll do the same thing once we get a win with this team. So that is basically how we're going to be playing this out and seeing what Go Frieza are capable of doing. We're going to throw ahead and throw Mr. Gohan here, and physical Gohan is going to go there. That is fine. Much better start here for physical Gohan because physical Gohan will be able to actually get his attacks off. Beast Gohan should not one-shot here because he's only getting hit once. Still, he is at an 18 million attack set because we do have the 2-turn support active here. As far as I'm aware, again, I do believe that 2-turn support does stay active even if Go Frieza are floating. So the 2 turns, right now we're getting a double up on that, and the next turn we'll still have that, I believe. But there's no like 100% way to really know that. It doesn't specify necessarily either, but it does feel like it does last for 2 turns in terms of the stats, a little stuff. In terms of the stats and stuff, it does feel like it lasts for about 2 turns, because this guy's at 31 right now. Usually with just one of them, I have seen him at like 28, 27. So he is getting a little bit higher. So I do think that it is the active even if they're not there. Whether it is or it isn't doesn't make much of a difference. It is just early game 2 turns. It's not too important on here. It will be much more important on the formidable enemies event, because on that event, since it is a much faster pace and you guys are constantly resetting, you will be able to repop that every now and then. So that is where we will see much more value with that. I do think Goku and Frieza are not designed to be used on an event like this, where it's like you're gonna get hit by something really hard. They're not really something that's not really something that is good for them necessarily. But you know, they're doing some damage. You know, 26 million is not bad damage at all. He is guaranteed crit. He is gonna get potentially up to 4 supers. That is all pretty good. He has a solid chance. He has a great chance into a guaranteed, into a 50% with hidden potential. Those are all pretty good odds to have. All pretty good odds to have, especially with having guaranteed crit. As you guys are seeing, he's outputting a lot of damage. It's just a good thing that he's not getting hit, which is where the flaw with that Frieza unit comes in. Now we are on the Golden Frieza stage here. I believe we do have guaranteed dodge with MUI since he was slot 7, so we're going to go ahead and throw him into slot 1. I'm going to go ahead and stand by Jiren. That is all good and dandy. Then we'll grab these orbs for him. Does not matter what orbs Jiren really gets. And then we have those 2 AGLs for 3Ku. Hopefully 3Ku is able to dodge. We could have put 3Ku into slot 1, have less likely odds of him getting supered. But honestly, right now, what we're hoping is that there's enough attacks in slot 1 or 2. Either one, if he supers there, we won't have to worry. And that is kind of what we're praying on right now, is that there is no super in slot 3. It is very possible that there still is. And if that happens, we'll just have to hop back in. That is just how it goes. But I do think that something to keep in mind, too, is that because of the way that Goku is getting absolutely nuked on health bars, it does make it easier for us to get AGL MUIs 35, I guess. You know, it's very easy to get under 77% when you have somebody getting hit for 704k. But, you know, that is what it is. That's just part of how the game works right now. We have Golden Frieza, who does a lot of damage. And I will say that I'm not going to be surprised if we go to part 3 and there's a unit who does even more damage than Golden Frieza. Luckily, we are done. He did get both of his supers out here. We are slowly debuffing him, slowly getting the stuff out there. Could have been nice to keep this 3Ku on rotation. That way we would have been able to Giant Ape next turn. But we also will have Jiren available at the same point. So either one where we are going to be okay. But definitely would have been better to keep Giant Ape on there. But we'll keep Jiren for the support. That way we can see these guys do a little bit more things. Now here, again, if we were trying to win, we would pop the Beast Gohan active and just have that be our slot 1. But since we're here to showcase Goku, we are going to go ahead and showcase Goku. So we're going to let him go slot 1 here. Another thing to keep in mind, the reason that the second time that came around that Goku was able to tank a lot better was because Goku does stack its defense on his super attack mechanic. He is getting super off the bat. Or he stacked attack, actually, not defense. It was attack. One of my friends was telling me that he is stacking, and then I forgot which one it was, attack or defense. 579k. That is a debuff Go Frieza. That is a slightly debuff Go Frieza. That is doing 579k. But hey, at least he can slot 1. Again, we're not going to talk about how that's not the optimal play, but at least he can slot 1, right, guys? That's all that matters, apparently, is that he can slot 1. Doesn't matter if he's the optimal choice. It just matters if he can slot 1, guys. Just keep that in mind. That is the constant comment I keep saying. Goku can slot 1. How can Evil be better? You don't need a slot 1 on this team. You have plenty of slot 1s. On this team, on Vegeta's team, on Gogeta's team, on Vegeto's team, you have the slot 1s. That's not necessarily the issue that you are having when you are running those teams. We did just take 266 right there as well, unfortunately. But we are still alive. We're still kicking. We do have our revive available next turn. We will go ahead and try to utilize that. We are still debuffing this guy. He is still not completely debuffed. So once I believe he is debuffed, I will go ahead and check the exact stats. But I believe from what I have been told, as well as just personal experience, once this guy is completely debuffed, he does do half the damage that he usually does. So that is a pretty substantial debuff to put on the boss. But, you know, he's still going to be hitting very, very hard. That is what Golden Frieza does. He hits very, very hard. So let's go ahead and see here. Revival of Frieza stage. Yeah, once he is debuffed, he has 60% less attack. So that does help out a lot in terms of making him bearable. We are at 1% HP because obviously Goku took 500k and then Beast Gohan took 200k. So there was that. Now we have our revive available. We could choose to pop our stuff here. But honestly, I think what we're going to do here is we're just going to... There is a lot of options here. There is a lot of options. I do kind of want to see what Frieza's attack stat would be if we did do this. But I also could just throw Jiren into slot 1 and we could go with that, because either way we're going to revive. And we want to keep MUI Goku on rotation. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to throw Goku into slot 1. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like we should do the Frieza part here. If Goku decides to dodge enough, we can have Frieza do his attack. And I think that will be the ideal show there. We could pop active skills, but we're not going to do that here. We're going to save that for when we need the heal. Because honestly, the Frieza side of the active skill doesn't do enough damage to really matter. We are going to go ahead and pop Jiren now. Because if we float him off, he's not going to be able to come back and pop it, obviously. So we're just going to go ahead and pop that now. There's a slot 1 super that is to be expected. This is Goku And Frieza. And let's see if MUI Goku decides to dodge everything. He does. Okay, that's fine. So what we will do next turn is we will pop the other Goku's active skill. That'll give us the heal back. We'll get that heal utility. We did not get the revive off this turn because our team was just able to survive, which is fine. Not a problem at all. And we'll just go ahead and work around that. Do also want you guys to pay attention to the pace. We are currently on turn 5. And going into turn 6, we're not even halfway down of Frieza's health bar. I do think we're getting closer and closer to getting him fully debuffed. It takes about 12 attacks, I believe, to get him fully debuffed, or 20. I believe it's 20. It's 3% every 6 attacks, 3 divided by... Yeah, it's about 20 attacks, 20 attacks. So, we've been on Golden Frieza for about 3 turns now. We haven't done the 20 attacks just yet. Again, this guy will be doing potentially quad supers here with quad crit. That is him under the HP threshold, so he has everything that he can possibly have. And he's doing stuff, man. He is doing stuff. Since he has the DR active here, he will be able to tank normals, also because it is post super. So there is that to keep in mind. Do remember that this Frieza does not stack anything. He doesn't stack attack or defense, I believe. Greatly raise attack, greatly raise attack, massively raise defense. That's Goku. Let me go ahead and check Frieza. I don't believe he has any sort of raising. Yeah, greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, massively raises attack, and greatly raises defense for 1 turn on 18 key. Great chance of stunning the enemy, which again will be useful on the formidable battle event when we get to that. Jiren should be fine here since this is post super. Let's go ahead and see. Hopefully he doesn't pop our revive. Yep, that is absolutely fine. And we do have Riku's ape available here as well, which again, you should pop it, but we want to see what Goku can do, so we're not going to pop it. This is now a much more debuffed here. We could, again, I want to pop this just because it is the better play, but I just want to show you guys what this guy can do. I think Goku will be fine even if we don't transform him. Let me just make sure he doesn't have anything that makes him die after a couple turns. Keep us 3 guard for 4 turns. So right now he doesn't have the great chance or the guard. I don't know, man. I think we might want to pop it. Do we want to? It's an interesting choice. I mean, he is debuffed. I think we'll be fine. We're going to go in and let this play out so we can see what Goku can do. And, yeah, we're not going to utilize the ape to get rid of the super attack, which is what we would do ideally if we were, again, playing to win. We're just playing to see what this Goku Frieza can do. And no super pre-super, that's good. This time, if he does get super, he should take it for doubles. This is after a couple attack raises from Goku. He's at 26 million right here. So remember, this guy does stack attack. Usually you don't get to see it, but he does stack attack. And he is stacking attack right here, so he's at 26 into a 15. And that's just kind of what he's putting out. That's his damage. He has, I believe, type effective, and then he also has a guaranteed additional super above the HP threshold. So he is taking advantage of that. Now here, this should be double digits, I would hope. This is post super and everything. And it should be double digits. Yep, there we go. There is the double digits. So it took us until turn 6 to take double digits on that super. But at least he was able to do it in slot 1, guys. Because, you know, we never had any other option for slot 1 units. It was only Go Frieza that we have to put slot 1. They're contributing so much by going slot 1 for us. It was really something that we were missing. That is allegedly what we have been But that is allegedly what most of the people believe in regards to this guy. Hopefully he lives this. He should be. I mean, he still has his DR and everything. He should be okay. Probably like a good chunk. Nope, double digits. Yeah, he's fine. Cool beans. Cool beans. And 21 mil here. This guy did super. Hopefully. Again, this guy's normals are fine. If it's not, again, we're not going to hold that against Go Frieza. We're not playing to win. We're playing to showcase Go Frieza. Yep, double digits. We're good. That is to be expected. All right. There we go. Now we are on the stage. And we will go ahead and throw Goku back into slot 1. We're going to pop this active right here so we can speed this run up a little bit. This run is taking a minute. But I think this time we have gotten a very clear show of what Go Frieza are able to do on the Golden Frieza event. I think that is a pretty fair showing of them. We will see if the comments would agree, but we'll see that when we get to there. We're going to go and throw them next to the MUI Goku because the MUI Goku is giving them the links that they need. Let's see what kind of numbers we are putting up with this Goku here. And double digits, nice. Again, Frieza is debuffed now, and 21 million is what this Goku's at. Definitely a attack set of all time for a 10th anniversary LR. 21 million at turn 7, I think. 13 million additional. I don't remember how many key orbs we got for them here. I know we got them their rainbow orb for their DR, but I don't know if we got how many key orbs we got there because they are key orb dependent a little bit. But that is fine. This should be double digits. There we go. Cool beans. And then we have MUI Goku. Turn 7, 19 million. That is a unit who is a year old, by the way. That is a unit who is a year old. He is also doing a guaranteed crit, which Go Frieza do not when they're in Goku. And he has a 70% chance to do an additional super, which Go Frieza do have guaranteed, as long as they're above 77% HP when they're attacking, which, as you saw earlier, does not happen all the time. Does not happen all the time. And then the hidden potential did not activate. He got the dodge on the super. Very nice there. We would have died if he had not gotten that. So it's a good thing that he did. And Gohan will go ahead and wrap it up for us with a 57 million attack set. Pretty slow run there. 7 turns, but, you know, it's not the worst. Not too slow. But we got through it. That is the run. Took the second attempt. First attempt, Jiren ended up dying because we tried to do a little shenanigans. But not too bad. Next up, we're going to go into the Beerus fight here. Let's go ahead and load that up and see what happens over there. God of Destruction Beerus. Let's just go straight into it. Again, we're not doing any cuts or anything. That way you guys aren't like, oh, you're cutting out the good runs with Vegeta and you're cutting out the bad runs with Frieza, stuff like that. We don't want to deal with any of that stuff. So we're not cutting out anything here. Everything is just going straight into it. And let's just see. We already have the teams made and everything. So here we're going to go ahead and slot 1 Gohan again. Float off Go Frieza because that's just how it is when you're running Go Frieza. You don't want to run the base form at all. And that's just why we're going to do that. Hopefully, right, Beerus doesn't snipe slot 3 because that is a thing that can happen to Mr. Frieza here. He could get sniped, but hopefully that doesn't happen. That's good. That's good. Gohan is getting supered. He's going to take double digits because obviously he's not the Goku side of Go Frieza, and that is the only slot 1 unit that we have on the team. So it's a good thing that we had Go Frieza on the team to take that super for us in slot 1 when we needed it most. We are under the threshold now, so Frieza will be much better off now that he is going to be able to get his extra little bit of attack and also his DR. Main thing obviously being the DR. He is not going to obviously die to the normals here. These normals don't hit very hard until Beerus gets under 50%. So he should be looking pretty good here. Should be looking pretty good. We got Mr. 3-2 coming out here with the 26 million attack stat. And again, I do want to stress this as well. We are running a better team. Breach Peso is coming in with a notification. We're going to go and turn that off. Go Frieza do have the better team. That is something I do want to stress when we switch over. Go Frieza do have the better team on paper, as they have access to multiple 10th anniversary LRs, right? They have access to Gohan. They have access to Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Evo's being only USS. It only gives him access to basically just every unit that came out in the past year. But that is just something to keep in mind when we do switch over to the other team. We're going to go into MUI slot 1. He has guaranteed dodge. We're going to let him build up over there. Gohan is going to go slot 3, and he's also going to build up as well. And then when he comes back around, I'm not sure if Gohan's is 3 turns or 4 turns. We could have honestly floated off Jiren. It wouldn't have made much of a difference. Jiren is just kind of here to occasionally slot 1 for us if we need it, but also just to support and do the damage that he does. Not sure if Gohan's passive is 4 turns, though. Hopefully it is, because that way he'll have it when he comes back. If he doesn't, that'll be unfortunate, but he'll still look pretty good because his guard and DR is still permanent. So either way, he'll be fine on normals, especially because he's also type advantage on this stage. He can probably even eat the super, but the super is a crit here, so I'm not sure how that scales with him having guard and stuff like that. I did see a post about that in regards to like how guard is like getting, so when the boss is critting, it's like they do 30% defense shred, they don't care about type advantage, and they do like 1.5 times the damage, not 1.9. Usually the crit multiplier is 1.9 for normal units, but that's also because they're type effective when they get the guard, but bosses do not get that. So 24 million here for Gohan, looking pretty good. He's gonna go ahead and do 2 guaranteed supers, 1 medium chance, and then 1 high chance. Hopefully we get the high chance. The high chance is not guaranteed. That is from hidden potential, but he is built for full additional, so we'll go ahead and see how that goes. Summon update. We did do a 1200 stone summon video that did not go very well, and then after that was 1200 stones. I've done a lot of summons off camera as well. I probably should have recorded them, but honestly at a certain point it got to like, man, are we really gonna keep going kind of summons? I also had like a friend come down, so we were doing like IRL summons with them, so we ended up doing a lot of summons, a lot of coins, and we have not pulled a single copy of the new units yet, which is unfortunate. We're gonna go ahead and grab that. We're still below the threshold, which is what we want here. And this time, so this Go Frieza was slot 7. We're gonna go ahead and again, still we're gonna float him off so he can come back and turn into Goku. We'll grab these orbs with 3Ku. He does have his dodge and stuff here, and the next turn we can grade 8 potentially. We are going to probably have to use a little bit more util than we did on the Golden Frieza fight, just because this fight does hit a little bit, you know. It's not as hard as Golden Frieza. They're pretty equal in terms of what they do and stuff. But the way this Beerus works is essentially for the first half part of his health bar, you get to like build up, get your units ready. Once he's under 50%, he's going to just start absolutely shredding you. So that's where we will have to lock in a little bit and know when he's under 50, which right now he's not even close. We're not really putting out too much damage. So we're gonna kind of just breeze through here, see what happens. We're looking pretty good though. We will have Ape ready. We'll go ahead and get it transformed into Super Saiyan forward. That will give us the 2-turn support, which will help out Go Frieza a little bit. It does help Goku tank a lot because he has multiplicative passive, so having the support from the Super Saiyan 4 Goku lets him tank a little bit better. We will need somebody to slot 1 for Super Saiyan 4 Goku because he is not a slot 1. So that will be something we need, which is fine because we have this unit called Beast Gohan, AGL Jiren, and also the AGL Miai Goku. But eventually, at least, Go Frieza can also go ahead and start slot 1ing for us. So this guy's at 28 million here. That is with, he's not getting any support here, I don't believe, because of the AGL 3Q. His support is, I believe, only Power Beyond Super Saiyan, which these guys are not on, I believe. But they might, actually, let me check. Because the Goku does go Super Saiyan in the art, and he does have Super Saiyan Blue in the animation, so they might have decided to use that to put him on Power Beyond, but I doubt they did. Yeah, they did not. He does not have that. So he should be unsupported here, besides his own 77% support. And he is getting supered. Okay. He takes 244k. He has his DR up. That is good. We were able to get the situation where Frieza has DR up, and we manipulated orbs to make sure that happened. And that's a good thing we were able to do. We have Revive available. We are not gonna transform into Goku yet, because if we did, then we're not up at the threshold. We would have to pop his active skill, which we would rather pop the Revive first. So let's just let this play out as it is. That way we have the Revive available for when we need it. We're gonna let Frieza take all those attacks there. The Beerus is almost at, or is already at, the under 50% threshold, so we're going to go ahead and see that go into effect here as well real soon. We are completely safe on this turn, obviously, thanks to AGL MUI Goku giving us the Revive availability. Hopefully he doesn't have to pop it for himself because he didn't dodge. That would be unfortunate. Would not be very cash money. So let's see if AGL UI Goku can go ahead and dodge for us and not pop his Revive himself. He is obviously putting up some pretty good damage numbers here. All guaranteed crit and all that stuff. 14, 14, and 15. Again, unit that's a year old next to a unit that is a 10th anniversary headlining LR. Headlining could be a stretch though. 35 million here with AGL Jiren support. Pretty good, pretty good. The support definitely scaling pretty well with Frieza. Again, guaranteed crit. There is the 70% chance coming out, getting a 24 million additional there. Very good. And then there's the guaranteed 26 right there. Also, very good damage. and then he should be potentially get one more. He did. We are getting very lucky with these additional hidden potential chances, as well as the 70s. We've been hitting a lot of that with Frieza. So looking pretty good for Frieza right there, since he is getting that under 77%, and also getting the support there from AGL Jiren to show out a little bit. Revive keeping us safe as well. No super yet, as far as I'm aware, unless he supered MUI and I just didn't see it because the dodge animation was too quick. We did float off Jiren there, so we are going to have to deal with that later on, but that is fine. We're going to go ahead and pop Mr. Thriku here. There we go. And we don't have enough key orbs. That is fine. We could have lined that up a little bit better. We could have grabbed orbs and then popped this, but that's fine. It's not too much of a stress. We kind of just want to get this guy transformed, get him out there so we can get the 2-turn support going. And then next turn, we're probably going to slot one Mr. Goku and pop the active skill with him so we can see what he does with the 2-turn support from this guy, active, as well as his own active, and see how many orbs we can get him. And then AGL UI Goku might still have his revive available depending on how much our HP is. As long as we stay under that 77% threshold, he should be good. And Beerus is definitely under the 50% threshold. He is doing 1.1 million on the normals here. Could be doing a little bit more than that, obviously, if you minus the defense stat of the ape. Hopefully he's super so we can see if he is activating his under 50% right now or if it's going to be next turn. Because I don't believe he activates it mid-turn. It's the same thing as Go Frieza, where he has to enter the turn under the thing, and then it's considered like a start of turn passive for him, I believe. So we should not have to worry about that just yet. I don't think 1.1 million is what he's going to be doing when he's under that threshold. His normal attack stat is just 720. Yeah, I don't know. Attack was 70%, 70% of that. It might be. He might be under the threshold already. We'll see. The main thing is obviously that he crits on the super. That's kind of what changes the it's kind of what hurts mainly, but that's fine. We will go ahead and we have AGL Jiren on the next turn, so we can just slot one him. We will just go ahead and pop Beast Gohan's active skill slot 3. We should be able to just kill next turn because of that. And then let's go ahead and pop Forku support. Did not mean to heal too much, actually. That is fine. We're just on the threshold of 77%. We want to heal after the turn starts. That way we can keep the revive up with UI Goku while going into the Goku part of the Go Frieza. So here we have Beast Gohan taking the super attack from Beerus. This should be the big super attack from Beerus. Either way, sticking double digits, we did pop active. So, you know, that is Beast Gohan for you. But I'm not sure if that is Beerus's advanced super attack because, again, I don't know if he was under 50% at the start of the turn or not. So I don't think he had that just yet. So I believe that was just the normal super attack. Either way, I don't think Beast Gohan was going to be taking damage. As you guys can see, Go Frieza contributing a lot to the run. We had that one turn of really good damage from Frieza, but other than that, not much really have they done in this run so far. But next turn, they'll look pretty good. They'll be putting in some good amount of work next turn, so that's good for them. We'll get to see them do some stuff. Physical Gohan here, putting up some very good damage. And I think this is a prime time to say this is why I wasn't really popping like all the active skills and stuff on the last run that we did on the Golden Frieza, because this is what happens when you start utilizing the entire team. You have Go Frieza essentially doing next to nothing for most of the run, and you just have Beast Gohan, Forku, freaking Super Saiyan Gohan, all these other units that are on the team kind of just finishing the event before Go Frieza are even ready to be online. Like, if we were popping all of our active skills and stuff last turn, we could have finished before Go Frieza even started taking double digits on the super attack that the Goku in the slot 1 was. We would have been able to finish while they were still taking like the 500-700k, which again, like, I mean, like, it's a good thing, right? I'm not gonna say that it's a bad thing that they're living the super. It is a good thing that they're living that super. It's just that there is a unit literally right next to them who will live the super better in that same slot. Also, we want, like, Go Frieza didn't get their turn. You know, like that's why we were holding back the way we were, which is what we will try to do on the Formidable Battle event as well, which is what we're going to be hopping into next once we decide which one we're going to do. So with that being said, I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, we have decided to do Movie Edition Part 3, so that is the stage we're going to be going on. Unfortunately, we ended up getting a double Go Frieza rotation, but it's fine, we'll be able to make it work. We can just float off this one, and then we'll float off the other one. We won't float off that other one because he'll just come, he'll be able to fuse essentially, or he'll be able to exchange anyways. But we are going to float off one of them here, and hopefully we'll be fine. Gohan has to try to slot one for us here. This could be bad. Luckily it worked out. We got an evasion in there, which is very interesting. But, you know, that is what it is. I do want to preface, as we are going through this video, I don't think either unit is bad. I don't think either unit is unusable. I don't think either unit is garbage. I think both units are very, very good. You know, they're still a top tier contender in the meta, and their leader skills are very good. Their teams are very good, and they're able to compete on pretty much any event. Yeah, they might not be as good as Gogeta. Yeah, they might not be as good as Vegeta, but that is to be expected. They're not going to be as good as the headlining Dokkan Fest. As far as them comparing to their Carnival counterparts, yeah, I mean, they could have competed a little bit better, right? Goku is very good, and then also like Gohan is very good, but that is just what it is, man. But at the end of the day, I think the main thing is, are these units competitively viable? And that I think they are, and hopefully, right, they don't age out super hard and don't get like completely dumpstered by part 3 content. That would suck if that did happen, but you know, they should be fine. They should hold up. I think that honestly, again, like there is disappointing aspects to them. There's flaws with them, animations, whatnot. Some people complain about their animations, other people complain about their kit. There's always going to be people complaining. But at the end of the day, I think both units are top tier contenders. But it's just a matter of honestly personal preference, whether you like Evo more or you like Go Frieza more. Go Frieza have a little bit more utility in terms of like the healing and the other stuff that they have available to themselves as well. Honestly, we'll probably just keep it like this. Jiren can stand by next turn. Forku's gonna be a minute. We'll go ahead and do this. I mean, if we get low enough, then Forku can come out earlier, but I doubt that's gonna happen, honestly. We do not have guaranteed dodge next turn though, so there's that. But there is the reason we decided to go with this stage as well, by the way, is because there's no like AoE or anything, and there's no dodge canceling, I believe. Because if this stage has dodge canceling, that would kind of suck, because both teams rely on MUI Goku to be able to slot one early game. So if there was dodge canceling, that would, you know, kind of just completely screw us over in that regard. So I don't believe there is any stage here that does have dodge canceling, which is good. And there's no like effects or mechanics either that are going to be harming either unit to the point where they should be underperforming by that stuff. So that is pretty good. That is pretty good. I will say, like, okay, so a lot of people, right, in the SR Evo is better video, right? We made a video, we titled it Worse Than Evolution Vegeta. People were very angry about that. In that video, a lot of people, right, a lot of people did say that, honestly, I kind of want to trust Gohan in the slot 1 here. I think he could probably hold up. I don't know if we have to trust the RNG of MUI Goku. Let's just do this and hope that Gohan can slot 1 it for us. Thug it out. I don't think this event is hitting hard enough for Gohan to get penetrated like that by a super attack, is what I meant to say. But it should be okay. Let's see. He is getting supered immediately. So let's see if I'm going to eat my words already. I don't think Broly hits that hard. Yeah, 247. Yeah, Gohan's fine. Okay. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Gohan will be completely fine here. So, I do want to say, he did unfortunately stun. So he did go ahead and stun our Gohan, which sucks. We would have liked to get that damage in. But that is fine. The reason, like, we went with this event, no dodge canceling, so MUI Goku was able to do his thing, which gave us to get us to our early game, and then we have time to get to Go Frieza or Evo, whatever the case may be. So that is why we decided to go with this stage here. We could have also done the GT edition. GT edition would have also been a fine stage to do. The stage before this, the movie edition part 2, we decided not to do that one because it has dodge canceling pretty early as well. So what ends up just kind of happening is you go into the stage and then MUI Goku gets immediately touched and there's just nothing you can do. You just kind of die. So that sucks. You have to be very careful on that stage because of that. Go Frieza putting in some damage here, putting in some work. Just, you know, it is, they are just consistently putting out like 3 to 4 supers. I will say, again, we are getting very lucky with that. We're getting both their 70 and their 50% pretty much almost immediately every time. So, pretty good. Pretty good. Now, we are on the second or third fight here. I'm not even sure, to be honest. I'm not paying too much attention to this right now. It's a formidable... So, a lot of people are saying, like, this is, like, the hardest fights in the game. Which, I mean, it's a choice. Right, we could grab this and that'll keep us under our 70, but we're already there, so at the same time we don't need to. So I'll just go ahead and grab this. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, a lot of people are saying formidable fights, or from this event right here, is the hardest event in the game. I do definitely think it's up there. It's a very interesting choice of an event. It is a different design choice, different path that they decided to go, where we have multiple hard fights, which I think is really good. Having multiple hard fights back to back, and they're not like too crazy. Like you're not fighting like a Goku and Frieza into this, which I think would be honestly kind of cool. I think that would be an insane difficulty. That would be fun. Like imagine you had to fight Goku side Frieza into Goku side Beerus, and then into like Vegeta side Beerus, Vegeta side Frieza. I think that would be pretty fun. It would be really hard, but that would feel rewarding to actually beat. So if it was like that, I would understand it. But these fights are like, yeah, they're strong, right? They're not like a joke, and they have some gimmicks to them, but they also are able to be like debuffed and do all these other things. So it's like, I don't know. I do think that it's a good content, but I don't know if I would say it's like the hardest stuff in the game. Like I feel like with certain teams, even like this team right now, you're seeing you're just one turning through these guys, you know? Like I mean, that's kind of just what's happening. You're just one turning through these guys. If you're running like say you're running a Buhan team, right? You're going through this with a Buhan team. Your team just heals so much that whatever these stages do to you, you're just gonna heal up and stuff like that. So I don't know if like necessarily I would agree that these are like the hardest fights in the game. I think the one stage I will agree with is the freaking what's it called? We're gonna go ahead and pop this here just to get Forku out. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. We are playing to win now at this point because I do kind of want to speed it up. I gave you guys the first fight with Goku and Frieza as like we're prioritizing the unit showcase. Now the rest of the video for Goku and Frieza, same thing with Evo. If the first fight we do against Goku and Frieza, we will hold back if we have to make Evo shine. But after that, we're just gonna do what we have to win, because at a certain point, you guys kind of just gotta see like, is this unit actually contributing something to the team if we're just trying to win? That's kind of what I'm trying to get through with that setting. So we gotta get both of those in there as well. So I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. I hope you guys are enjoying the comparison. I hope you guys are taking notes, seeing what they do in compared to each other in terms of damage output and all that stuff. I know so far we've only done like the Frieza side, so you guys aren't seeing like a back-to-back or anything like that. You're gonna just see the Frieza side, then you can see the Vegeta, then you can go back and forth, and you guys can argue to your heart's content who you think is better between the two. But let's just see what happens here. We have lost a lot of HP, so that is something that this freaking guy is doing to us here. We do have our revive available. We're gonna go ahead and do this, obviously, to keep the Gohan on rotation, or not the Gohan, but the Forku that we have transformed. We do need to keep MUI on rotation so he can keep dodging for us on the other stages. The HP that he has taken away from us here is going to hurt us a lot in the other stages. Let's see if we get the dodge. We do. Okay, nice. So that HP that we have lost, we'll have to get that back somewhere because it will hurt us in the other stages. Ideally, we revive and we can just get it back from that, but it doesn't seem like we're going to be popping that revive here, because obviously once MUI Goku is done here, we're not going to be dying, and it looks like he's also just going to finish the fight out for us. Doesn't really look like this guy's going to get much of an opportunity to really give us a fight. But you know, go Frieza. Yeah, they're helping out the run, man. The Frieza are helping out the run. At least on this fight, you know, at least on this fight, Frieza will get his under 77% because we are going into the next fight under that fight threshold. So at least there's that for Frieza. You know, that's good for Frieza. He's going to be getting his under threshold. He'll get an opportunity to not be half a unit, and that's, you know, that's good for Frieza, man. It's good for Frieza. He's gonna be able to do some shining out. We're not gonna talk about how, you know, every other unit on the team is just kind of winning before Frieza gets to do anything. But hey, I mean, the more the showcase, the merrier, right? The more the showcase, the merrier. Honestly, if this is too fast, we might just go into the GT edition fight as well, and just kind of run through there as well, see what happens. But you know, we're floating off Frieza so he can transform into Goku. Same thing that we've been doing on every single fight. That is just the best way to use the unit. We don't talk about how your team just wins before, you know, Goku's even coming out, but you know, that only happens on a Gogeta Vegeta team, according to some people. The only reason you're not seeing Goku come out is because you're running Gogeta and Vegeta. Note to self, we're not running any Gogeta or Vegetas here. We're just running a couple 10th anniversary LRs and a couple old units that are a year old, and we're kind of just breezing through this right now. again, like, we did decide not to do what I would say is the only hard formidable fight, which is the 8 Vegeta. Because if that guy has a low chance to super, right? It's a 2.5 million AoE super, 18% chance. But if he decides to throw that super out, you are kind of just done, you know? It's that's your run. You gotta restart. But at the same time, right? I had this debate with a friend as well. He was talking about, oh, Glorio was bad because you take him on the AoE and he has the 50-50 the AoE. My thought process with that is he has the 50-50 the AoE on one run and will be able to probably win the run after that. So I don't know if it's really that big of a deal that on a stage that has unlimited attempts, such as that Vegeta fight, if Glorio just needs a 50-50 one super, if I'm going to be tripping about that. Frieza here doing some pretty good damage, again. Getting a lot of his supers, pretty good stuff. MUI Goku has a guaranteed dodge here. Not going to pop 3Ku active because we just don't want to sit through the animation, to be honest. And we don't even really need to. So that's why we're not going to pop that here. We don't want to sit through like the Giant Ape form. I mean, we could. Giant Ape would probably kill here, and then we go into the next turn, guaranteed dodge, all that stuff. But honestly, I kind of just want to get through this so we can switch over to the Evo side and get that done as well. This is currently, I think, okay, so this recording, the first 2 runs was about like 34 minutes-ish of recording. And this recording right here is already at 20 minutes as well. Probably gonna have to cut out some of it because I think there was like, there was initially, because I initially tried recording this on the second stage, the movie edition part 2, and you know, we were going about, we were doing our talk and we were doing the runs, but then we get to the second stage and MUI Goku ended up dying because you know, MUI Goku did MUI Goku things, and that's just kind of what happens. We're gonna go, honestly, I think we kind of just kill here, no? I feel like we might just kill here. We'll see. We'll go ahead and put Gohan in slot 1, grab these with him. We're healing up a good chunk, that's good. That'll help us when we switch over to Goku in the next turn. And then Beast Gohan active is up. Let's see what Janemba does to Mr. Beast Gohan here. Janemba is critting. And he is super attacking as well. Okay. Alright, Janemba, I see you. Are you gonna do anything? No, you're gonna do double digits. And the Gohan is gonna do 31 million. Pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. Jiren is also obviously on the rotation here. He's providing us some support. Battle of Fate, pretty solid team. Battle of Fate is a pretty solid team. It's nice that it has the 220 leader. I do want to kind of run an extreme Battle of Fate team, as much as I don't think it's going to be that good. I do want to kind of run it because we have like Kid Buu on there and we have the new Easy 8 XL, which honestly I'm not too fan of the new Easy 8 XL. I tried running him and I ran him with like the Int LRCell. I kind of just wanted to see what Int LRCell would look like in the current state of the game. And Easy Attack Cell on Goku And Frieza, which is not a good stage for him. I will preface that. It's not a good stage for him because he wants to be against a super type enemy. So he did not get to get that stage event on him. But he did get absolutely wrecked. And then I took him on the other one, which was... I took him against a super type fight. It was one of the blue zones. I don't remember which one it was I was doing. I took him on one of the blue zones and he also just wasn't like looking too crazy. He doesn't do like too much supers. Like, I mean, I think the problem is like the standard is set by a Int Buhan, and Int Buhan is not the freaking one you want to use as a standard because he's a little bit too good. We're gonna be able to get 7 orbs here, pretty good. We do have Jiren support active as well. The 4Ku will be able to have dodge. I don't think it'll get to that. We should see a pretty solid attack set here from Frieza. We're not going to do the Dokkan attack. It's not necessary. I just don't want to sit through the animation, to be honest. And we'll let this go ahead and play out. And 39 million right there. That is a pretty good attack set. 39 million AGL Jiren support active. No tech UI domain, nothing like that. Looking pretty good there. Looking pretty good. And with 39 million, he does not have guaranteed crit, unfortunately, but I do believe that he does not. Actually, I don't think he just doesn't get guaranteed crit at all. He's just type effective. So he's just doing type effective damage. 39 million into that attack stat. Pretty good. The first time that we've actually had the Goku side of Go Frieza come out right there, by the way. The first time in almost the entire event that the Goku side has come out. So that is something. Frieza was holding down the fort. Frieza was indeed holding down the fort to some extent. Let's go ahead and, you know, same thing. We're going to float off Frieza, and we're going to let the other units kind of just carry him to the victory line here. That's just what happens with this team. That is just kind of what happens here. I mean, again, I saw people gassing. I saw people gassing Go Frieza on the Formidable Battle event. Like, oh, they have this stun. Oh, they have this heal. They have this. They have that. But it's like, dude, these events are not that crazy, you know? The one event where I feel like they could use things like, oh, the heal and all this other stuff, it's the ape fight. But then the ape fight, if he just supers, they die. They don't have like, they have like a 3% chance to dodge if you give them some like built-in dodge and stuff, right? But on the ape fight, they're just gonna kind of die. And the other fights are just so easy that you have stuff like this happening where your team is just kind of melting through the entire event, and Go Frieza are kind of just on the team like, hey guys, I'm here, you know, like acknowledge me, I guess. So that's kind of just what's happening here. Go Frieza are on the team. That's what's happening. Go Frieza are on the team. They're a unit in the game. And Physical Gohan is going crazy. I do think Formidable Battles is Physical Gohan's playground. Like, these fights are short. They don't hit too hard to the point where he can't slot one. He kind of just runs through them and does so much damage. Then he pops active skill. He just kills every freaking phase. It's like, ah. I mean, look at this. This guy's already at half HP. And here we have Golden Frieza at 20 million. I keep calling him Golden Frieza. I know it's just Frieza, but I keep calling him Golden because of the animation. And he did miss his 70% chance finally. I think that's the first time he's actually missed his 70% chance. And then he got the additional, and he got the hippo as well. So again, guaranteed crits, 13 mil, 15 mil, 20 mil. That is what he put out. Keep that in mind. You guys can use that to compare like what his damage is to Evo's damage whenever we get to Evo's run. Here we have guaranteed dodge with AGL UI. We're just going to slot one him. And that is just what it's going to be, man. That is just what it's going to be. Let's see what Mr. Go Frieza does. If they even get to attack, which they probably will not. They probably will not. AGL UI Goku is probably just going to finish this out here, and then we will be going into the final phase of Harudegon. 17 mil, nice little win screen right there. And we have one more turn until we can switch to the Goku side of Go Frieza. We're just going to go ahead and do this here. And then next turn, we'll honestly just slot one Mr. Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, or Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I am very much so looking forward to, one, the Super Saiyan 4 EZAs for Part 3, whenever we get the LR EZAs for Part 3 with the God Bros and the 4 Bros, whenever they get their EZA. I'm looking forward to that. I know some people are speculating that they're not going to be the ones EZAing because we got orbs for SBE and GT Goku, but I think that at this point we kind of know their pattern, and they're probably going to EZA the 4 Bros and the God Bros, which would be absolutely insane and really fun, especially for this Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Once he has a Super Saiyan 4 to link with, especially that Super Saiyan 4 who has a DR and a counter super and all these other things, I think it's going to be very, very good. Very, 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 very good. So I'm looking forward to that. But also, I am looking forward to that new, again, Daima spoilers, Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I have seen the animations and stuff. He looks so dope, man. Can't wait for him to come to Legends. Can't wait for him to come to Dokkan. Definitely going to be something for him, trying to get him. He is looking absolutely peak. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Legends decides to save him for Annie. Dokkan might put him right out after Annie. They might. They usually are pretty on top of it. But at the same time, we have not gotten a Daima Super Saiyan Goku yet. We haven't gotten a Daima Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta yet. And we haven't gotten a Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku yet. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff from Daima that we just have not gotten in Dokkan yet. Actually, no, we did get the Super Saiyan Goku. We got him with Gloria. We did get that. It's just, Super Saiyan Goku definitely flew under the radar compared to Gloria. But honestly, ever since Annie started, I've not seen anybody talking about either of the two units right there. Are we just gonna one turn Harudegon since we popped Beast Gohan's active? Is that what's happening here? Is that what's gonna happen here? I think so. I think so. Oh, 1 HP. 1 HP. We will indeed get a attack in with the Vegeta side, or the Goku side of Go Frieza. So if we are gonna be able to get an attack in with them. Or we could just pop the active skill with Emi or Goku. But we're gonna go ahead and get the attack in. Let's go ahead and do this. Actually, you know what? We'll do this. We'll pop this Zenba since this is the final fight of their side of this showcase here. We are gonna go ahead and do this. Go here. We'll go ahead and look at their active skill, which we have not seen yet. This is with Jiren support. Let's see how much damage they can put out, man. I see a lot of people say this is a nuke active skill. I don't know if you guys have seen Gohan's active skill damage. That's a nuke active skill. So please stop disrespecting Gohan by calling this a nuke active skill. This does not do nearly as much damage as things like Gohan and Family Kamehameha and stuff like that. This is like a good active skill. It's like a nice little bit of damage, but it is not a nuke. It is not a nuke at all. Again, 11 million. Not a nuke. That is not a nuke at all. It's good damage, but it is not a nuke. So please, please, for the sake of Gohan, stop disrespecting him and calling that a nuke active skill. With that, that confirms the end of the Frieza side of this showcase. Hopefully you guys are much more pleased with that than the last one. We'll see. But now we're going to go ahead and get into Evo. Same rules applying to him as they did for Frieza. Let's see what he can do. All right, guys, we are here with Evolution Vegeta's lineup. This is what we're running for Evo's team. A couple of the same units as Go Frieza's team. A couple different, obviously, because this is a USS leader skill. Definitely not a great start for our rotation here. We got 2 of our slot 1 units here. This is why we run Int Evo on the team. Hopefully he's on the second rotation. I need to turn skip animations back on so we can get through this a little bit faster. But that is fine. We'll go ahead and let this play out. Let's see what happens. Cool. We get that. Yada, yada, yada. I don't think there's any other animation that's going to play after this, hopefully, so we can turn on the skip. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And what is it looking like? So we do have Int Evo on the second rotation. One of our SDR Evos is slot 3. That is fine. Getting AGL and getting Tech UI here is pretty good. We're going to go and grab these here. That way we can get those rainbow orbs for the Int Universe 7. Pretty good. Nice. We're not really sabotaging our run here, because sometimes you would want to slow down your run to get like Tech UI to domain and stuff like that. We could do that, and we might do that on like the last attempt if this goes really bad and we need like a third attempt to beat this team with Evo's thing. But we'll do the same thing as Go Frieza. As long as Evo isn't the one who gets us killed, he will not be the one that we fault for the loss. That is what we did for Go Frieza when Jiren died. We didn't count it against Go Frieza themselves. But that is essentially the same concept we'll be doing here. And yeah, we're just going to kind of go through here, see what we can do. We have AGO UI currently getting guaranteed dodge. So he is doing that for us. Tech UI, obviously not guaranteed dodge, but he should be okay. He's on a 220 liter skill and all that good stuff. This first phase also just does not hit very hard. It's a good thing we're not doing too much damage. I mean, we're 2 health bars down. Evo's honestly going to be the main thing that's going to make us burn through this phase, which, I mean, that's fine. That's what he's here to do. You know, we're not going to hold back on Evo. I don't know why we would do that, but let's just see what we can get here, man. Let's just see what we can get here. Hopefully we get a turn where Go Frieza decides to Super Evo so we can see how much damage he takes. And that would just, that would be cool, man. That would be cool. Let's see what happens with the worst unit of the 10th anniversary, allegedly. Which I don't agree with, but some people do think he is the worst. And some people think he's also very bad. Some people I've seen say he's unusable. Some people have gotten even that far. So, again, I will stand by what I said earlier. I think both of these units are the bottom 2. Not really a debate of that in my mind, personally. Yeah, I mean, that is what it is. That is what it is. Low-key, we could just do this. We could. If we were really crazy, we could just do this. Should we do this? Are we that crazy? Nah. Let's get the revive going, because we do want to kind of get that built up. We don't want him to do too much damage, I guess, so we won't give him that at least. And then we'll go for this. AGL Jiren will come back, and then he'll give us our domain. Or not domain, but our like little bit of support that he does. Let's see if we can avoid killing here. Probably not. We will most likely kill. That is most likely what's going to happen here. And then we were going to have to slot 1 AGL MUI Goku on the next turn. Or Tech UI Goku. We'll see how we decide to go for that. If we slot 1 Tech UI and he lives, we'll be able to domain with him the next turn. If we slot... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're in a pretty bad situation right now, actually. This is just not a good situation. We should have floated... probably AGO UI, and then had him come back on this turn. But when this turn goes into the Goku And Frieza stage, we won't have really a slot 1. Int Evo is going to be a risk because we won't have his revive up. And yeah, I mean, that's going to be... we got a really bad start here. That's just how we did here. That is just how we did here. We got a pretty bad start, and hopefully that doesn't end up resulting in a loss. Let's see if Jiren decides to kill here. Ideally, he does not. But, you know. Nope, we did. Okay. Jiren decided to kill. we should have floated Int Evo and kept AGL Jiren on, and then we could have slotted one AGL Jiren. That was a misplay, but we'll see if we can still win regardless of that. Let's see what happens here. We do want to keep Tech UI on. That way we can domain with him. But AGL UI will give us a better chance of surviving the turn in the first place. So this is a dilemma. Either way, next phase is going to be rough too. So we're going to see what happens here. We're going to see what happens here. We're going to keep Tech UI so we can keep him on for the domain. And hopefully Tech UI is able to just live. I mean, it's dodge or die here. It's dodge or die here. And evasion, nice, that's good. That's huge. That's huge. Hopefully he can tank on normal. He won't, I know, but hopefully, right? Ideally he just dodges. Ideally he just dodges, but ideally he just dodges. Let's just go with that. Ideally he just dodges. But yeah, this is what I was referring to earlier when I said like the Go Frieza team is just better. Having access to things like Beast Gohan and stuff like that is, you know, very much so making an impact. Having Beast Gohan and Physical Gohan. All right, first turn with Evo here, 26 million. Actually, no, not the first turn. We had the previous turn as well where the other Evo attacked. I didn't see how many like supers and stuff he did. I'm not really keeping track. We can look at that when we get into the next turn. So this guy is, I will say the one thing that is really nice about Evo on this stage is since you need to do so many attacks to debuff Go Frieza, it does help that Evo does do a lot of attacks, regardless of whether they're normals or supers or whatever. They're going to be constantly debuffing Golden Frieza, so that does help us out a little bit. He is also doing some pretty good damage. You know, he's putting out some numbers. He's doing some damage. We do have my Evo built for critical because I'm a firm believer that you are almost never going to see that 7 super attack passive where he gets the guaranteed crit. So I think it's better to just build him for crit so his normals that he does are at least critting, so they're doing a lot more. Like right on this turn, his normals are doing 16 million if they're critting. That is pretty solid damage. 16 million is pretty solid damage. That's the attack stat of a normal super that isn't a crit, so that's pretty good. And then when you start juicing out Evo and stuff, his attack stat does get a lot higher. Okay, that was not ideal. We did take a good chunk of damage. Int Evo is gonna have to lock in here. All right, we're gonna grab these 7 orbs and then we'll grab those rainbow orbs for the support. Hopefully Int Evo gets the opportunity to build up. If not, Int Evo will get us killed here. Evasion, that's huge. 343, 118, okay. That is what is gonna happen when you get an unfortunate setup where both of your slot ones were on the other rotation. Again, we could have played it a little bit better. We could have put AGL Jiren on and kept him on there and he would have been able to slot 1 first. But we weren't really thinking that far ahead. We weren't really trying to pay that much attention. So it is what it is. We'll go ahead and hop back in here. We do have Tech UI and AGL Jiren again. Also Int Evo here. AGL MUI is slot 7. So what we want to do here is we want to go ahead and float off AGL Jiren. That way he'll come back around on this rotation. And then we can just go ahead and slot 1 him on that. We will avoid giving him some supers here so we can go ahead and get a little bit better of a setup going than we did last time. And that's just how it's going to play out. Unfortunately, we don't have an AGL UI to float. You have to kind of chill on that right now. Really sucks. Again, this is just what happens, and this is why we decided to do the 3-strike thing. Obviously, we're not going to count that against STR Evo. That was both a bad setup to begin with, and also just the fact that we misplayed, and then also it was Int Evo who died, which is the same pity that we gave to Go Frieza, where they had AGL Jiren who was able to die, which also was a misplay. We didn't have to put AGL Jiren slot 1 there. But this is how it just happens sometimes. And we're going to go ahead and continue the run. We did see Evo do some damage there, and then that was about it. And then we ended up dying. That is what happened. Now here, let's see what goes ahead and happen. Getting Tech UI slot 1, or turn 1, on both rotations is very, very good. Makes it very easy to get his domain up. So that is very nice. We are planning a little bit ahead this time, obviously, which is why we put Jiren into slot 3. So he's able to slot 1 with us with his standby on the next turn when he comes back, if we're on Golden Frieza, potentially, right? That is why we decided to do that. We're also holding back a little bit on the damage for that same exact reason. What is going to suck here is we're going to have to float off one of the STR Evos. And that is a very lucky start here. We'll go ahead and keep this one on rotation. We're going to have to go ahead and float one here, which is fine. And then we can grab this. That'll give us some good support. And then we'll grab these for another 6. All right. Hopefully STR Evo doesn't completely abolish the stage here, both of them, obviously. Hopefully they don't. That way we can get a better setup going, like I said. But even if they do, I mean, it's not the worst thing on the planet. If, and only if, right, we don't kill here, which is going to be hard to do because, like I said, we weren't going to hold back on Evo. So we gave him, like, the maximum orbs and everything. We could have chosen to give him less orbs and then we would have been able to hold back to not kill the stage. But, you know, that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to show you what Evo can do. We're not playing for the win yet. We will be playing for the win after. We will be playing for the win on the Bureau stage and then also on the Formidable Battle event when we get there. But on Goku and Frieza here, we're just going to kind of try to show what Evo can do and stuff like that. And that is where we are at with this right now. And this guy is going to be doing some pretty good damage. I have had this guy take Goku Frieza Super for, or Goku and Frieza Super for double digits, which is really nice. This guy has aged out very well over the past year. Phenomenal unit. Phenomenal unit. And they're going to take double digit on this. So, yeah. STR Evo here, he has 6 orbs. He can do up to 3 supers. 29 million on the first one there, thanks to the 18 key support of the Int Universe 7. Again, he is built for crit. Hopefully he doesn't crit, though. That is good. And he got an additional super. Unfortunate. Like I said, we would have preferred not to kill here. But if we do, you know, it's not a big deal. And, yep, we did. That's fine. We'll just work around it. We will work around it. Huh. Okay. AGL UI does have guaranteed dodge. So we will go ahead and put him in slot 1. And then we'll just float off the Tech UI. That way we have, because we will get Int Evo's revive guaranteed up on this turn. So next turn he comes back around, Int Evo will be able to revive, which is good for us. Hopefully, Int Evo is not going to get immediately supered by a Goku and Frieza here. That way he's able to build up some DR in case he does get supered. And hopefully, Tech UI can do us a favor and dodge. And then we'll be able to go to the next turn. If stuff doesn't happen here, obviously we won't be, you know, we won't be here like blaming that on STR Evo, because obviously it was not his fault that Int Evo got immediately supered if that's what happened. Luckily, it's not. We are getting double supered on AGL UI who had guaranteed dodge. So, it's pretty good. 21 million here for Int Evolution Vegeta. Pretty solid. Pretty solid here. We do have Tech UI coming around. So, the idea is going to be, as long as Tech UI lives, Tech UI is going to float around. He's going to come back on the other turn. Then we'll domain with him. Then we'll have STR Evo slot 2. And then we'll have AGL Jiren in slot 3 just for the support. And then we should just be able to kill with that. We won't even need to transform Jiren probably. But we'll get there when we get there. It is taking a minute because, like I said, we did get a bad setup here. So there's that. Tech UI going off in slot 3. All he has to do is take normals and survive. So let's hope he can do that. He is taking the 3rd super. That is also very good. He got his additional super RNG there. So that's very good for us. Bada bing, bada boom. Evasion, nice. Awesome. Okay. Coming out of that turn, full HP, absolutely amazing. We'll go ahead and just slot 1 Jiren here. And then we can go ahead and grab this. And then we'll grab these. Actually, we'll go ahead and just grab this. That way we can have those rainbow orbs line up. And with that, we are able to get 4 rainbow orbs as well. Very, very good. Very, very good. AGL Jiren going to go in slot 1 first here. Shouldn't take too much damage at all, if any. He should look very, very good here. Yep, double digits, 45. Awesome. I'm pretty sure everybody here is going to be taking double digit normals and supers. Both supers are on Jiren. Both super slot 1 2 turns in a row. That is good for us. Absolutely amazing. We do have the revive available next turn. Int Evo has been able to build that out, so we do have that availability ready to go. We could also just float off Int Evo next turn, because honestly, the next 2 turns we probably kill. It is a possibility. With the Tech UI domain going up, and Angel Jiren stuff being active and all that stuff, like, we're looking very good to kill him very soon. Turn 4 right now, though. We are slowly debuffing him still. He's not going to super here, obviously. We're just kind of going through here. 20 million for the boys. Here, looking pretty spicy. Not bad at all. Definitely a boring run so far. We don't really have anything like too crazy happening. It's just kind of a run. We're really just going through the setup phase because again we got a bad setup, so we gotta play around that and get our team set up here so we can actually, like, you know, do the stuff that we do. So that's kind of just what we're doing right now. We are 3 health bars down so far. Not bad at all. We do have Int Evo's revive available. We will just go ahead and do this. Yeah, we'll probably just go ahead and do this. That way, I mean, Int Evo's gonna struggle on the normal, so we'll go ahead and do this. We have those available. We don't need to really give them too much. And then we can do that. And then we'll do this for his build up and stuff. And looking pretty good. That does get us our full power Jiren. Nice. Let's hope that this guy can dodge. Nice. Let's see if we even need to pop the revive here. Ideally, we don't. I hope that Frieza supers in that last slot so we can see what STR Evo takes on a super without having like any links or anything like that. And he was floating too, so there's that. But let's just see what happens here. This guy is pretty much debuffed at this point. Like, he's not going to have too many more attacks needed to debuff him. And then we'll be going on turn 6. And looking very good on turn 6. We're going to have Tech UI domain and all this other stuff. Yeah, AGL UI just dodging to the moon right now, man. AGL UI just dodging to the absolute moon right now. 23 million here for Int Evo. Pretty good. No support on rotation here. Looking very, very good. Doesn't look like we're going to be getting the revive here, Scott, because slot 1 had the double super and then stuff like that. We could have just put STR Evo on rotation. That was not going to be a liability at all. But we decided to keep Int Evo on because he does have his revive. And I want to have that revive flexibility available in case things go wrong, which they always can. Nothing's going to go wrong next turn. Next turn we are completely safe and fine. It's turn 6, and that is going to be the last turn for that Evolution Vegeta to have his additional DR from his intro passive. But that is pretty much going to be the last turn of the run here, so not a problem at all that that's going to run out. We're going to be doing a lot of damage output next turn, so let's go ahead and see what happens here. And we're going to kind of just get his build up in there, getting a couple supers, all that good stuff. There we go. Yeah, that is, again, linkless. That is all linkless, by the way. There we go. And now we do have Tech UI available. Let's go ahead and put this guy here. We'll put Tech UI here. Bam. Wham, bam, sham. We could pop Jiren standby. That is a thing that we could do. And that is probably what we will do. Let's go ahead and grab this. And then we'll grab 8 orbs right here. Awesome. And then we'll go ahead and transform Jiren into full power. That'll tell us where the supers are. 1 in the middle. Perfect. That's what we like. We want to see what Evo's going to take on the super. So that is what we want. Let's see it. He should have his intro still, like I said. I believe his intro is 5 turns or 4 turns. It's either 5 or 4. I believe it's 4. Let me check real quick while we are here. His intro animation is for 6 turns, actually. So he definitely has his intro here. So we will see what he takes here. Again, remember that Golden Frieza, or not Golden Frieza, Go Frieza, when they went slot 1 with the Goku, they did take 700k, which, you know, they lived, but it didn't nuke our health bar. And then they took 500k, and then they took double digits after it was post super. So post super they take double digits. Let's see what Mr. Evo here takes post super. And again, we are gonna stress here that you don't have to slot 1 Evo. You don't. His team has slot 1s. It has Tech UI, it has AGL Jiren, it has Int Evo, it has a freaking Tech UI, AGL UI, all these other units. Like 36 million, by the way. 36 million. Not sure how many stacks this guy's even gotten, to be honest, but he's at 36. It's pretty good. First super, no crit. Okay. Second edition normal, 10 million, no crit. Third is going to be a super, 26 million additional super. If I remember correctly, that's around where we had a normal 24 key for our Go Frieza. But, you know, just saying. Then we have a couple crit normals coming in here. Another additional super coming in here. That is going to be 2 additional supers. Very nice. Solid output. Let's see what he takes on this super, since he is such a terrible unit. This is definitely a debuffed Golden Frieza super. I'm pretty sure I have max debuffs at this point. Yeah, double digits. That is to be expected. Jiren putting out a 49 million. Pretty nice damage here from Jiren. Pretty nice damage here from Jiren. Is he going to do an additional? No, he is not. He's just doing evasion. Okay. Pretty good. Turn 6. He has 2 health bars left. We could have done a little bit more damage if we didn't transform Jiren, but we decided to transform Jiren there. That's fine. We have 3 active skills here. We're just going to go ahead and pop it to finish out the run. I think we got a good showing of what Evo can do. I mean, you know, he put up some damage. He took a double digit on Go Frieza Super. That's pretty much all you really need from a slot 2 unit who's meant to be in the slot 2. Let's go ahead and let this happen here. AGL UI could screw us over. We'll see how that plays out. Hopefully it just is good. Nice. 1, 2, 3. All right, we should be good. Once he gets his like 3rd dodge in, I'm usually pretty confident that we're good for the run. So pretty good. 24 mil. No revive needed. Much better setup on the 2nd attempt here. First attempt again was a pretty bad setup, so we ended up dying. But 2nd attempt got a pretty good setup. We were able to get through. Not bad at all. Not too shabby. Decent damage from Evo. Let's go over to the Beerus event and see what he can do over there. 13-minute run. Okay. Not bad. Did not mean to click out there. Let's go back in and go to this. Boom, bada, bing. And there we go. Okay. Okay. Let's go. We are on Beerus now. Did not see what our opening rotation is. Let's take a look here. We have STR Evo here and AGL MUI. Perfect rotations, actually. Essentially perfect rotations, which is obviously very, very nice. We do have a solid amount of orb pathing there. We are going to get some dodges, so we don't need to give him too much ki. Let's see if we can get 8 orbs. We do. Awesome. 8 orbs off the bat for Mr. STR Evo here. Let's see what he can do. 8 orbs off the bat. AGL UI slot 1, giving him some crit support. Int Universe 7 in slot 7, giving him some support and some crit support, I believe, as well. Could be wrong on that, though, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. 20 million from AGL UI Goku. Is he going to get the... He is going to get the 70% chance. I do need to make some dinner soon. I am getting pretty hungry. I had a little bit of a very late lunch, actually, today. Like, a very late lunch. I think I had lunch at, like, 7 p.m., which at that point was essentially some people's dinner. I had a lot of things to do in the morning, a lot of errands to run and stuff like that, so wasn't able to get a early breakfast in, and then it was kind of just a very, very late lunch. And now we're gonna have a very, very late dinner. It's almost 12 a.m. It's currently 11 p.m. We're like an hour away from 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. And we're probably gonna have dinner at like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. But that's just kind of how it goes with work sometimes, man. That's just kind of how it goes. Doesn't look like we're getting any additional supers here for Mr. STR though, but that is fine. That is one of the things that can happen, you know. If he gets a turn where he gets no supers, he'll get another turn where he gets all supers, stuff like that. That's just how RNG units go. I think the main thing though at the end of the day is that he is going to be an on-rotation unit, right? We're not floating him off, and he's going to sit there, and he's going to do damage, he's going to tank, and that's all you really need, man. That's all you really need. Would be nice if he had some utility though, like orb changing. Oh wait, he has that. Wow. Although again, he needs the orbs for himself, so he is selfish in that regard. But we're about a health bar down on Beerus so far, pretty good. We will go ahead and float off Mr. AGL Jiren. Hopefully Tech UI isn't gonna let us down too hard here. Let's go ahead and grab these, and then we'll go ahead and grab that for the 6. And AGL will go ahead and take this. That should be fine. Let's see how this plays out. Nice evasion off the bat is very good. That will get us our additional super from Mr. Tech UI, so he can tank a little bit better. Again, this Beerus does not hit very hard immediately. He just does a little bit of damage. But, you know, he scales up to be pretty dangerous foe. He scales up to be a pretty dangerous foe. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are so far in the comment section below. You know, we'll have a conversation like we have been on the other video as well. And hopefully, I mean, you guys can kind of see where these units are. I mean, they're not, I would definitely not say they're not like very far from each other, or one is like noticeably better. They're very equal in all honesty. They're not like craziness in terms of how far apart they are from each other. But at the end of the day, it's just preference. Like Go Frieza can be a little bit more consistent with supers and stuff. Vegeta, I think, is just better defensively consistently. That's just not really debatable, especially like once Goku comes out. Obviously, like you can slot one, but like we saw, I feel like the entire video with Go Frieza is just essentially showing like why you don't have to slot one them, why they didn't have to be a slot one unit for their team at least. Like Battle of Fate did not need them to be a slot one unit. They have a lot of slot one units. So I feel like that was essentially what their video was essentially showing, is that it would have been better if Frieza's condition and Goku's condition were reversed, because a lot of the time you'll be above that 77% threshold rather than below it. We do have Int Evo with his intro animation, or his intro stuff here, so we could keep him on rotation, or we could just have AGL UI Goku go slot 1, which is another option. I think we'll go ahead and do this, since the Int Evo will be able to get his revive up, potentially. I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to just keep SCR Evo on rotation since it's his showcase. If we were playing to win, we would do this, just because Int Evo has intro right now, which I did say we were going to play to win, so let's go ahead and do that. I did say we were going to play to win after the Golden Frieza fight, so let's go ahead and do that. We have that available over there. We'll go ahead and do this. And then we have 8 orbs. Pretty good. We'll go ahead and let this guy do his thing. This guy did show up on turn 1, so turn 6 is when his stuff will go away. Here we have Beerus doing a super on Int Evo, who has guard and DR here. So 540k with guard and DR. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. But that is how that ended up playing out. No problem though. I mean, Int Evo is going to do his thing. That is just unfortunately because Beerus does have a crit super. So when Beerus decides to do his crit super, he's going to do some damage. That is what Beerus did. Still very disappointing to see Int Evo take 540k on his first super on his initial turn, but that is just how it works on, man. If you get supered immediately on Int Evo, a lot of the times he will get chunked, but at least he is getting his revive built up. We do also just have MUI Goku's revive available now whenever we come back on this turn, as long as MUI Goku doesn't fraud out right here. This guy is built for dodge, because that's all he needs to do. He just needs to dodge, and he's going to be a good unit. So that's essentially what we have him built for. Let's see what he decides to do here. Would be nice if we had a Beast Gohan on this team, and that is, okay, 17k, that's not bad. Okay, come on. Really? 3 in a row? It's a good thing he could take those normals, because that's prior to Beerus being like a god, but yikes, man. 3 in a row, just not dodging. That sucks. Unfortunate, whatever. Some damage here. 7.9, additional normal, nice. And then we got another 20 million super here. He does have 8 orbs here, so this is his 3rd attack. This is his 4th attack. He will do potentially up to 2 more. This is going to be his 5th attack. Another super. Very, very good. Very, very good turn for Evo here. Very, very good turn for Evo. And another normal. Okay, 11 million on that normal, by the way. Pretty good. 11 million normal quit, which equals 22 million damage. Awesome. Very low on HP. Very, very low on HP. That is just kind of what happens, though. We will go ahead and do this. And then we can grab these for our orbs. And then we'll grab this for a little bit of healing and orbs. Okay. And thank you, Tech UI. Let's not do that again. You know, Beerus is still not in his angry mode, so it's a good thing that he's not in there yet. Because if he was already angry, those normals would hurt a lot more. Those normals would hurt a lot more. But now we're getting into the end game stretch here. We're going into turn 5. We're going to have AGL Jiren next turn, I think, on the AGL UI Goku Int Evo rotation. So we will have AGL Jiren over there. Thank you for dodging that. Absolutely amazing. Guard coming in. We are completely fine for the rest of this rotation, so nothing to worry about there. Absolutely okay. 30 mil, pretty good. 30 million is a good attack stat. Definitely not a bad attack stat. And then we will have turn 6 double Evo rotation coming up, but we should be fine, to be honest. Would have preferred not to have it happen. It's just is what it is. It is what it is. But we will get TechUI's Domino. And it looks like Beerus is about to go under that 50% right here. So next turn, he will be under that threshold. We want to get AGL UI Goku to revive because AGL UI Goku, when he revives, gets guaranteed dodge, which is very, very good to have. So that is what we will be playing for. Awesome. Nice. 4 health bars left on Beerus here. Turn 4, 4 health bars. Not bad. What we will do here is we will pop Jiren's standby. Bam. Then we will go ahead and do this. And do this. And do this. And that should be pretty good damage. As long as, yep, there it is. 412k. That sounds about right. Beerus, as long as he supers immediately, should kill Evo, and that'll give us the MUR revive, which is what we want. Let's see if that happens here. Reason we want the MUR revive is just so we have more HP to play with. That is the only reason. It doesn't really matter too much, to be honest. But let's just hope that we do get the revive so we can get the HP to play with. That, and that'll give us a much more damage rotation once we come back to this turn on turn 7. But let's see how this plays out, man. Let's see how this plays out. Int Evo doing some damage. Nice. 18 million additional there. Pretty good, pretty good. We have AGL Jiren support being active as well. And once attack. Okay. This is post super 1 attack, but he's probably still dead here. I don't think he's living this with the crit and the advanced super. Yep, 637k. Thank you to the revives. This is why we play around the revives like we did. Like I said, we are playing to win here. We played around the revives because I had a feeling that was going to happen. And that is a good thing. So we played around that. It worked out. We got the AGL UI revive in. We would have been able to revive with the AGL UI or Evo there. If we had kept the STR Evo on there, actually, he would have taken double digits from that probably. So we wouldn't have needed to revive just yet. But then we would have had not a lot of HP going into this turn, which also doesn't matter too much, to be honest. But that is fine. Let us see here. What do we want to do? Who has more attack? Whichever Evo has more attack, that's the one we'll keep on. 1.5, 1.588. Okay, so their attacks are all literally the exact same. Okay. That doesn't matter. Now here, it would have been nice if Evo could slot 1. And then we could have had just like an insane damage rotation between the two of them. But he can't, which is fine. We're going to go and put Tech UI slot 1. We'll keep this Evo on since he's the one that was on with him before. And just kind of keep their partnership going. We're looking at 8 orbs. Awesome. And then for this Evo, we're looking at 6 orbs. Cool. So, 3 health bars left to go here. Let's see what kind of turn we can put up. We do have AGL Jiren support active from last turn, so that should carry over. He was slot 3. 1.2, no crit. Okay, Tech UI. He does have a couple attacks there post-supering, so that should give him some good counter damage. And yeah, I mean, we don't have anything to really worry about. AGL, I mean, not AGL, STR Evo in slot 2 and slot 3 is going to be completely fine. He's not going to take any damage. As far as putting out damage, just again, depends on his supers and stuff like that. We do have him built for crit because, like I said, very rare to get to the 7 super attacks he needs for his crit chance. So building him for crit does help a lot with his damage output. Speaking of crits, we have a Tech UI here going absolutely crazy on the crits. There is no crit on that one, unfortunate. No third super. Crit normal though. And now we are going to have him do some counter attacks. 7.2 mil right there. Pretty good. 2 health bars left to go. Another crit counter coming in, hopefully. Yep, another crit counter, 14 million damage. And another crit counter. Nice. Good job, Tech UI. Now we have Evo putting up a 49 million attack stat, which you could say that we have been able to give Evo support and stuff. You could run Tech UI on the team with Go Frieza and give him like the domain support. It's not a like impossible thing to do. This is why we built it for crit, by the way. These are 20 million crit normals. He is doing 40 million on each of these normals. Like, yeah, I would rather he would do a super, but some units in this game get a 40 or get a 20 million additional super. This guy's normals do the damage that some characters' supers are doing. So, like, yeah, it sucks that he's doing normals, but, like, he's still doing as much damage as some characters' super. And he's doing so many of them as well. We were able to finish it out there, no problem at all. Kind of just breezing through here. Same thing as Go Frieza. We had the first run on Golden Frieza kind of mess up, and then after that we were chilling. 13-minute run as well. Let's go ahead and head over to the final part of the showcase, which will be on Battle Hardened Foes, Dragon Ball Z Movie Edition Part 3. Let's see how we can finish this out. But yeah, I mean, you guys see it, you know, STR Evo, he's going in there, he's thought to, he's taking basically 0 damage the entire run, and he's doing a very, very good amount of damage. I mean, there's not much else to it. He's kind of just going in there, he's taking care of business. We're not having to like float him off, he's not waiting 4 turns to show up, he's not having the team break his back to carry him. He doesn't have to switch to a Goku unit to come in and actually do something so he can take a 740k of super attack. You know, he's just kind of sitting there, he's doing his job. I mean, what else do you want him to do, you know? It's like, if AGL Forku, right? AGL Forku can't go slot 1. He's in slot 2. Yes, he provides support to the team, but he's doing like a 50, 30. Sometimes, honestly, most of the time, because you're not running him with a Super Saiyan 4, he's doing like a 30 million into like a 20. And yeah, they're both guaranteed crits, but you can just build your Evo for crit, and he's doing a solid amount of crit while doing like 20 million attack stat normals. And then he also has his other stuff on top of it, right? We could also run him on a Gogeta team. You could also run Go Frieza on a Gogeta team. But I feel like Evo on a Gogeta team just gets much more value out of it because he just does so many freaking attacks, man. So many freaking attacks. But, you know, I mean, it's all there. They're both very close to each other. There's not a massive gap between either of them. I mean, Frieza, when he has under 77%, is probably as good as Evo if Evo's not getting his supers, because Frieza is getting a guaranteed super, guaranteed crits, 70% and a 50%. Whereas Evo is like 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, and then a 50, right? And he only has 1 guaranteed. But as you guys see, like, Evo's first attack has a much higher attack stat too. Evo's first attack gets to the point where it's almost double the attack stat of Go Frieza's first super. But that's kind of just how it plays out, man. That's kind of just how it plays out. Dude, I will say, though, I think people really disrespect AGL Jiren. AGL Jiren still feels like an absolute phenomenal unit. You guys are seeing AGL Jiren on both teams, actually. On both teams, he's holding the fort down, man. So, that's pretty good. We're going to go ahead and get this here. Let's see. 7 orbs, 7 orbs, 7 orbs. Okay. We'll go ahead and grab the 7 orbs. And we have 3 orbs right there. Cool. Let's see how much damage we can get out here. And, I mean, again, a lot of people were saying on Battle Hardened, Go Frieza is going to be much better. I would say on Battle Hardened, it's just better that Vegeta's coming out of the gate doing all the things that he's doing. I just think that's just better, rather than having to wait until, like, turn 4. Obviously, if you're going into the event under 77%, you can then have Frieza get there. But then you also, like, have to, like, as you guys saw when we were doing Battle Hardened, we were actively avoiding healing, so we could get to keep that Frieza passive of being under 77% for him to be a unit. Because quite literally, to me, I just don't feel like Frieza is a unit unless he's under 77%. He's just not. He's just really not. This guy's just so free, man. Like, all I have to do is grab orbs for him. He makes the orbs, and then he's getting support. He's linking with people. You know, that's a big thing, too. Like, he actually has links with the characters he's being around. Go Frieza, like, their best linking is like 4 to 7, 4 out of 7, 5 out of 7. And I mean, maybe if we get like a super easy A on the old Go Frieza and they can go like slot 1 and stuff, maybe then. But I do doubt that. I do doubt that. We're just gonna go ahead and put Tech UI slot 1. I think we have a revive available already. Yeah, we do. So we're gonna go ahead and just do that. And then 7 orbs there. And yeah, I mean, pretty good. 7 orbs. He's gonna get 4 attacks. Let's see if we can put up some good damage numbers. This is turn 3 right now on this Broly. I don't remember how long it took us. I know our run on Frieza was like 20 minutes. I don't know what our run on Frieza was for. I will say, if we beat Frieza's team's time on any of these runs, that is an embarrassment because Frieza's team is much better than this team. I do want to stress that again. Frieza's team is much better than the team we are running here. Because again, Frieza's team, Beast Gohan, Yellow PHY Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Like, those are all 10th anniversary LRs that are very, very, very good, that are on that team. On this team here, we just literally have, half of this team is over a year old. Actually, almost the entire team is over a year old. Like, the AGL UI Int Evo, over a year old. They came out during Easy as the last anniversary, right? Tech UI came out a little bit after the anniversary. AGL Jiren came out alongside like Tech UI. And like, I don't even remember who else is the Int Universe 7 Easy is. They also came out around that time period. So like these, almost this entire team is a year old, man. Almost this entire team is a year old. And just because of this STR Evo providing a 220 leader skill and just being a solid slot 2, putting up the damage that he is putting, like you guys are seeing, this is turn 3. Like, yeah, that was a good turn for Evo. He got a lot of his supers. Usually he doesn't do that kind of stuff. But like, when we start getting into the usually this unit doesn't do supers, you guys got to just start really looking at it objectively. Like, okay, this unit has a 30% chance to do a super. He usually is getting around 6 orbs. That is the average when you're having an orb changer. He is a slight, I believe he is a double orb changer. He makes rainbow and STR orbs or something like that. I think he is just rainbow. But on average, he should be getting around 6 orbs, right? So he's doing 4 attacks, one of them being the guaranteed ultra super, then 3 30%. Then he has the hidden potential chance, which is very likely to proc because he's doing 3 attacks, because that's just how hidden potential attacks work. We will go ahead and do that here. And then we'll pop this. I mean, no reason not to. Actually, doesn't that just kill? Yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah, we're done with Broly. I think, you know, he has 30%. He's very likely to pop the hidden potential. Hidden potential pops. That's another 50% chance. And like, yeah, those are all chances. But if we're trying to be objective about a unit and how many like supers he's doing, are you really going to sit there and say like 30, 30, 30, 50 versus like a 70 guaranteed 350, right? Like 70, 50 guaranteed is good, but I don't know, man. I just don't know. At a certain point, it just gets to like how much is really RNG. Because like, he just does so much damage even on the normals, man. So much damage even on the normals. Would like to avoid getting these, so we will just go ahead and grab this. Okay. Tech UI turn 1. We know how this goes. Okay. No dodge there, which means no additional super for him. Hopefully he doesn't end up frauding out. Nice. Pretty good. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what STR Evo is, man. He's a solid slot 2 unit who's taking next to no damage in slot 2. He's doing a lot of damage. Regardless of whether he does supers or normals, he's doing a lot of damage. It would look cooler. It would look better. It would be better if he did supers. But I'm not going to hold it against him if he's doing normals, if he's doing as much damage as he does. Like, even like, let's just take this turn, for example, right? This is just a random turn. He has a little bit of support. He's linked with Tech UI, good link partners, all that stuff. 22 million. He is not critting, but he is type effective for some reason. And then 22 million type effective, that's like 33 million damage. They needed a crit 16 million, that's like 32. They needed a crit normal 6, that's another 12. That's another 12. That's another 12. And then that's another 6. So 12, 12, 12, 6. 12, 12, 12, 6, that's going to be 24, 36, plus 6, 42. He did 42, and then he did double digits right there. So he did like 42, 33, and then like another, I think 32 or something. Like, that's a lot of damage just turn 1 out of the gate. And he does get a infinite attack raise every time he does his unit super, so that also helps him out with making him stronger later. So, I mean, that's just what you guys seeing, man. That's what you guys see. I mean, that was turn 1, and this guy's almost dead. That was turn 1, and this guy is almost dead. We are not going to get the unit super here, probably. I doubt that. I mean, AGL UI probably just kills him and go to the next phase. I think that's what's happening here. We do have the revive available for AGL UI if things don't go his way, but that's not going to happen because he has guaranteed dodge right now. Since we are under the HP threshold, though, he will do less damage. All good, though. All good. He is going to probably get a 70%. Yeah. that is going to go ahead and finish off the Broly first phase here. And then we have the second phase coming up. But yeah, I mean, you know, Go Frieza, Evo, both definitely the worst units out of the batch of the anniversary units, but they're still good units at the end of the day. It's not like they're unusable. It's not like they're horrible or anything like that. But there's definitely changes that could have been made with them. Definitely changes that could have been made with them. You have 7 orbs here. Pretty good. Hopefully our boy is okay. Because he did it immediately fart out last time. And it would be really nice if he didn't do it here. Okay. Well, thank you, Tech UI. That is the first loss on Formidable Battle that we have taken. Unfortunately, that is just how the Dodge or Die units work. Luckily, Frieza's team doesn't have to deal with that because they have this thing called Beast Gohan. And also the Physical Gohan even. Honestly, Physical Gohan could even tank that, to be honest. Let's just go ahead and put this guy here. He is guaranteed gonna dodge and get his build up and all that good stuff. AGL Jiren is going into slot 3 for us. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and finish up this battle hardened. I mean, I think you guys kind of just see what the freaking impact of Evo is gonna be. He's borderline one turning like every phase that he's on. It's just that's just what he does, man. He comes out of the gate swinging, and that's just really good for an event like Battle Hardened. We can sit here and talk about how good it is that Go Frieza has this heal, you know, 4 turns into the fight. But how often are you going to be getting them 4 turns into the fight when you look at their team? You saw when we were doing the runs, we only had it happen like once, maybe twice. And it just is what it is, man. It just is what it is. That's just how it ends up playing out. As far as the Golden Frieza fights are, you guys saw we do get to do a lot of different things there as you get to the later parts of the fight with Goku and Frieza and the switching and all this other stuff. So you do get a lot of different choices with that. But need this run to wrap up a little faster for sure. Even though we're like borderline one turning every phase, it is still pretty boring doing an event when we have already cleared it. Don't really have anything to gain from doing this. Just kind of wanted to show you guys what Evo does and all that good stuff. And then, you know, you guys can do with this what you will. You guys can go find your own like point of views and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not here to like change anybody's point of view. I'm kind of just trying to give you guys what my point of view is. And then from there, you guys can go figure out your stuff, man. As long as you're having fun with the game, that's all that matters at the end of the day. And I think that's the big thing that a lot of people are overlooking with this anniversary. Yeah, the animations could have been better. Yeah, the units could have been better. Yeah, this, yeah, that. But I think the biggest thing people have overlooked with this anniversary is the diversity of the content that we have gotten. We have never gotten a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle anniversary with as variety of content as this anniversary has given us. From the 2 red zone to a blue zone, the formidable battles, there was like one other event, and then we still got like the usuals like Infinite Dragon Ball History and stuff like that. I don't know if we got a boss rush this year, but you know, I mean, this is essentially a better boss rush is what this formidable battle event is. And I think that is like the main thing is like you have all these new events to try to beat and use your new units on and really just test out like what these units can do. And you know, the units are doing good on them, you know. Hopefully part 3 doesn't power creep these units to the maximum, right? Like that is a possibility. Part 3 could just come out, be like, okay guys, AoE super, 4 million, have fun, and then everybody's gonna cry like we did when CMZ came out, and CMZ came out and it was an AoE super, and it made it to where 99% of the game was just useless, you know? Like if CMZ throws out his AoE super or normal or whatever, you just die. Like, it wasn't fun. It was not fun fighting CMZ when he came out. It made it to where you had to make very specific teams. It was the same thing with AGL Broly. Like AGL Broly was really hard because of the double super and the AoE, but the AoE was just so toxic, man. So incredibly toxic. AoEs in Dokkan Battle are just always toxic because the thing with the AoEs is that, man, like they just invalidate so many good units. Just absolutely invalidate so many good units. Just because they can't tank that AoE, and that's just how it goes. And then you have to start building teams that no matter where the AoE is, you're always going to be able to live it. And it's just so annoying, dude. It's so annoying. It's just not fun. You don't get to build fun teams in that kind of meta. But when it's a meta like this, where you have a variety of events, you have stages that are canceling dodge, you have stages that are stunning, you have stages that are sealing, You have stages that are immune, that aren't immune, and then all these other things that we have gotten during this anniversary. Stages hitting you for a 7 million super, but you have to attack, and you can debuff them, and then you can tank it. Or Beerus. Beerus, I think, is a very unique kind of event choice that they went with, where it's one phase, but the first phase is really tanky, and he has more damage once you get him below a certain amount of HP. Like, they've been very, very creative and intuitive with the content this anniversary. And I think that is a good thing, a good step moving forward. Hopefully they keep it up in the monthly celebrations as well, and this isn't just something they do every Annie. And if they do that, I think the game will be looking in a very healthy state going into the 11th anniversary and going forward just in general in the 10th year. Very, very excited again for Super Saiyan 4 Goku to come to Dokkan Battle. That would be amazing. Definitely gonna love using him. Definitely gonna do some summons for him. Want to pull at least a copy. Don't want a repeat of these anniversary summons that we have had here. These were really, really bad. Really bad anniversary summons. Not my worst shaft ever. I've had a worse shaft. Unfortunately, we've had a worse shaft. But we actually got Tech UIs to domain here, which is insane. I did not think we'd be seeing a Tech UI domain on Formidable Battle. But that's just how this rotation ended up playing out, I guess. Let's just go ahead and grab these AGL orbs here. Oh, we can grab this. Oh, man. But yeah, that is how this has played out for the 10th anniversary. Looking forward to the EX part, and again, for 4 Bros ECA, we will be so back. I'm expecting the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta to be better than the God Bros. However, it is entirely possible that God Bros will be better because they do dodge. I do expect God Bros to be able to build up to 100% dodge, and I expect Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta probably not to get dodge. Right? He already has the chance to dodge on a super. He might build up to a guaranteed dodge on the super. I doubt he does that, but he might be able to get that. If he does, that would be insane. But I think more than likely what it is that he's going to get is he's going to get guard, rainbow orb changing, and probably just multiplicative passives. I think that's around the minimum I expect for him. But I expect God Bros to probably be better, but I hope that G4 is better. I love G4. Love his active skill. Love the unit. Just hope that he makes a solid comeback. Hope that he makes a solid comeback. Hope his EZA is not disappointing. Tech UI did go ahead and finish this off for us. SCR didn't need to do much here. That's just kind of how it played out there. Alright. I'm going to probably set up this next rotation and then grab a water bottle because my throat is getting a little dry from all the talking. I have been recording for like the past hour, give or take, getting the showcases for both of these units. So it does take a little bit. It does take a little bit. Jiren should be fine, I think, here. It is only the first turn. I mean, he's type advantage. Let's see it. We can grab this. Does he give support to? He does give support to Jiren as well. Okay, that's cool. Double digits? No, 67. Okay, Jiren would not have been fine if there was a super there. Jiren would not have been fine if there was a super there. Luckily, there wasn't. But that's just how it played out. I don't know why we ended up with like such bad rotations, but it is what it is. This guy is at like 8 orbs. Let's see what he gets here. Well, you guys look at that. I'm gonna go grab a water bottle. Oh. I do think there's going to be somebody who watches this video and they're going to be like, man, you should have put Evo slot 1 on this stage or this situation just to see what he would take so we can see how bad he is compared to Go Frieza and stuff. I feel like there's going to be somebody who comments that. However, do me a favor here, buddy. I don't want to really trust Tech UI here, so we'll do this. So, because of that, I do expect a comment like that, but man, Int Evo, even with the guard, taking a good chunk of damage there, huh? Some good old agua. Some good old agua, man. But yeah. Obviously we're not gonna do that for Int Evo or STR Evo. I mean, because why would you, right? He's not meant to be a slot 1 unit, so why would I put him in the slot 1? Now Goku, the Goku side of Go Frieza, yeah, it's like I feel like the best way to put it is he can go slot 1, but you don't want him to be in slot 1. Because when you have him in slot 1, you saw what happens is that your HP bar just gets chunked. Especially against Golden Frieza. Because with Golden Frieza, the problem is your HP bar gets chunked and then all of a sudden, oh no, I'm dead. You know? Golden Frieza has a double super and stuff like that. So, I think that is something to keep in mind, is that Golden Frieza is a double super stage. I think that makes a big difference on how that plays out. We're going to go and grab those. 7 orbs. 7 orbs for Jiren as well, but that doesn't matter. Whatever. Agile UI should be guaranteed dodging here. Nice. But yeah, I mean, I think these units both put on a very good show here. You guys got to see what both of them are capable of. And you guys can decide for yourself which unit is better or worse. I think they all got a pretty fair and even showcase. The Vegeta team did need 1 extra attempt on the formidable foe to beat it because Tech UI didn't dodge an attack. For obviously Go Frieza's team, that wasn't an issue because they had units such as Beast Gohan and all these other units who, even if they had like a dodge or die unit, they ended up getting the dodge, so it didn't matter. But yo, pretty chunky damage right there from Evo. That was like a good couple of health bars. And he's doing his normal games, okay. Crit again. No crit on that one. And additional super right there. Cool. Awesome. Very good damage. Again, only turn 3. Only turn 3. We borderline 1 turn the phase yet again. That is what's consistently happening when we're running this team, is we're consistently like 1 turning the phases. Or at least getting close to it. Now, on this turn, we are going to have to slot 1 tech. Actually, no. I think we can just kill with active skills here. Nice little 30 million right there from Int Universe 7. Remember, people say Go Frieza active skill is a nuke, but it does 10 million most of the time. It does 10 million most of the time. We are just going to slot 1 this guy here. And then we will grab this for him. And we'll grab these for him. And I mean, slot 2 and slot 3, I mean, every slot was just fine here. Nothing's going to happen. If we were running Go Frieza on this turn, they would also be fine because we were under the HP threshold. So either way, we would have been fine here. So we're kind of just chilling. I mean, we're kind of chilling going through the run. Yeah, I mean, it's just what it is, man. It is what it is. We got Agile UI Goku showing out. I mean, I think he has his revive up right now too, because we're under the 77%. I don't think he has a turn consideration on it. So that is why we are there. Pretty good. Pretty good. Again, though, I do recommend that you guys build your STR Evo for critical strike chance. I don't think it's worth building him for anything else. I know some maniac out there is probably building him full dodge, but I don't know why you would do that when you only want him to slot 1. And yeah, I mean, it'll help him on the AoE stage, but at that point, I just have like the 3 dodge, or just hope that he just doesn't get AoE'd. You know, it's an 18% chance. It's not the craziest thing to just hope that the AoE doesn't happen before he supers. Couple normals here, you know, standard Evo things. Still pretty chunky on the damage. Still pretty chunky. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. I don't know if this is gonna end up being a faster run than freaking Go Frieza's, to be honest. I don't know. I know it's just a boring run. I mean, the thing is, like, when you run teams like this, that are like these are like top tier teams, right? Like USS is a top tier team, Battle of Fate is a top tier team. Obviously, Gogeta and Janemba, they have like their own like top tier team and shit. The problem with running these teams, like, obviously you're gonna win, right? That's gonna happen. It's just a matter of how fast you win. How fast and how consistent. And I mean, we're gonna get in there right now. I do wish this guy was taking a little bit better, man. I do wish this guy was taking a little bit better. Like, he's taking like 20k on normals off the bat. It's like, ugh. Evil, please. Just a little bit better, please. Please. This is why I just like the AGL UI Goku dodging more nowadays. I used to be more of an evil fan because I was like, okay, yeah, he's gonna consistently tank. He's always gonna be able to live and stuff like that, right? But then it's like you get to advanced Go Frieza Super, he gets supered immediately, he dies. You get to Golden Frieza, he gets supered immediately, he dies. And then it's like these formidable battle events, he dies. Sometimes. Not often, but sometimes. But I mean, at least if he gets like supered and he doesn't immediately die, you can have like AGL UI revive and stuff like that. So there's that ends up playing a role too. But I don't know. I would rather risk, because it's so rare. It's so incredibly rare that AGL UI will not dodge. It's incredibly rare. Tech UI, I think, is more often than not he won't dodge because he's only 70% at the end of the day. Example A, right? But I don't know. I mean, you could build just you could just build Tech UI full dodge. I don't have mine built full dodge, but I think you should just build him full dodge. That way he has a very much so less chance of not dodging. I think if you build him full dodge with like his base dodging, it's like an 80% or something chance that he won't die. So that's something good to have. Alright. Janemba has a lot of attacks in slot 1 here. A lot of attacks in slot 1 here. Let's see what we can do. Either way, we wouldn't be able to get too much there. Okay. And then 2 orbs. Alright, cool. Alright. We need him to dodge the first couple. And think. Okay. That was the second attempt on trying to do formidable battle with this event, or this team. And unfortunately, Goku didn't dodge. So we're going to hop back in for the third run. I wouldn't obviously consider these to be... Because the thing is, like, when AGL UI Goku doesn't dodge, that can happen on Go Frieza's team too, because he is also running AGL UI Goku. But, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That was only the third turn, so even if Go Frieza was on the team, they wouldn't have been able to stand by Int Goku to tank that for us. I don't know if they would even be able to tank that for us, to be honest. Probably, but that is fine. We're just going to go ahead and hop back in. We'll do this, and then we'll go ahead and do this. It would be nice if AGL UI Goku would stop not doing the dodge thing. But, yeah, I mean... we'll probably do this as the last run, regardless of win or lose. Just because at this point, I feel like we've gotten the point across of how this run is going to play out. If your UI Gokus decide to dodge, you're going to win. If your UI Gokus don't decide to dodge, you're not going to win. That's just how it plays out. Unfortunately. And even if we were to run Go Frieza on this type of team, it just wouldn't really change anything, so... It is what it is. That's just kind of the curse of USS team. Would have been better if he had like a maybe... Yeah, I mean, at least it's a good thing he's a USS leader or not a Reps of Universe 7 leader. If he was Reps of Universe 7, it would have been really bad. Because that's even worse than like the flexibility. You wouldn't even have Jiren on there at that point. But luckily he's at least USS, so you can at least run Jiren on this team. So, there's that to work for us. But... I don't know, man. I don't know. Nice little double super there. Pretty cool, pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, every turn, every run, Evo's been doing his job. He's sitting in slot 2. He's taking no damage. He's doing a lot of damage. And that's all he's there to do, really. Go Frieza. I mean, can't say they weren't not doing their job. It was just, you gotta not get caught on that Frieza unit, man. That Frieza unit is just... Yikes. When that Frieza's under that 77%, bro, it's just... Oh. Once he's under that 77, he's good, but... Prior, good luck. We will go ahead and let Int Evo tank this because he has his guard, and hopefully he's able to do that. And we'll just let STR Evo here take the 10 orbs and do his stuff in slot 3. And hopefully Int Evo is fine. Right? He's getting supered immediately, but he has guard and DR. He has guard Topo DR. 2, 8, 1. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. I need to make a coffee. I think that's what's happening, is I need a coffee. But I also kind of just want to take a nap right now. Too much dokkan, man. Too much dokkan. I would much rather have probably been doing like the stages I haven't done on my account so I can get a couple more stones and then do that. But, you know, in order to showcase both of these guys on an equal playing field while they were rainbow, because unfortunately, I would have been able to showcase them both at 55% on my account, but I didn't pull the Goku Frieza. And I didn't feel like pitying them either, so I would rather just do the showcase here, and then we can do the 55% showcase for a couple of the other units. I do want to do a 55% for Vegeta and Gohan. We do have access to both of them. They're both link leveled, awakened already, so we do want to do a 55% showcase of that. And then, other than those two, I mean, I don't know what else there is to really showcase right now. There isn't like new events just yet. We have a couple more days for that, probably like a week, give or take. Nice little crit right there, and an additional super. Awesome. I mean, I do think it's fair to say for the entire team, pretty much, the bulk of the damage is coming from this guy. He is hard carrying our damage output. Even with like the AGL UI Goku and the Int Evo on the team and stuff, like this guy is very much so bulk of our damage. And very easily carrying our damage in that regard. Alright, we can go ahead and let AGL UI Goku hopefully finish it out here. That would be awesome if he could. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, man. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Okay. Again, we are playing to win, but it's just not much we can do if UI Goku or MUI Goku decide not to dodge. That if they decide not to dodge, that's kind of just your run, man. There isn't much else we can really do about that. Alright, we are on the second phase here. Let's go. Okay. I will say this Bio Broly is kind of annoying. This Bio Broly is kind of annoying. He's not like crazy or anything, but like, man. He do the freaking orb changing things, so like if you get hit by them, they do hurt a bit. The orb changings do hurt a bit. And Evo getting supered again off the bat. Should be okay though. 430k. Okay. Uh-huh. He does have his revive built up now, so there's that. That is why we should probably be trusting our dodge units more, which is what I usually would do. I would just put the dodge unit slot 1 and trust them. But the past 2 runs, they kind of sold us. So I don't really want to trust them to go slot 1 right now. But that's just how the dodge unit experience is, man. Sometimes your dodge unit locks in, other times your dodge unit does not lock in. I think on this event though, it's a lot harder to commit to the dodge units than it is on something like Go Frieza, or not Go Frieza, Golden Frieza, Go Frieza, and freaking Beerus and all those other units. Because when you do those stages, right, the event is longer. You can get stuff built up like the revive and the other stuff like revive, Tech UI domain, all those things. But when you're on an event like this, it's essentially just dodge or die. if they don't want to help you out, that's it, bro. That's over. You're not committing much to it. You are not committing much to it at that point. So hopefully we can just go ahead and have this run be the run where they don't get us killed. And yeah, we can just get this thing going. We do have the ability here to just do that. And then we can grab 6 orbs right there. Our health doesn't really matter because we're just going to revive next turn. So we'll probably just nuke our health bar with that. We are at 1 HP. If we don't kill in the middle slot, which we probably will just kill in the first slot, we will revive. But that is what we want to do next turn, because Int Evil, I do believe, was hit enough to just revive. If I wasn't, then we did just sell by picking up those orbs to do damage. But I'm pretty sure Int Evil was hit 5 times last turn. There was a lot of attacks slot 1. Both pre and post. So we should be okay. We should be okay. Plus, I kind of do want the revive right now so we can get some health back. Ugh. That would be very nice. I do think we just cannot trust Int Evil to slot 1 on these events. Int Evil is getting hit way too hard by these events to like really slot 1 for us. But yeah, we do have the revive up. Let's hope that we can avoid it for now. Let's grab this, and then we can grab that. Thank you. That will get us our triple super. So that's good. Thinking about making some freaking mac and cheese with some chicken tomorrow. Not right now, but tomorrow. So I gotta like marinate some chicken later. Gotta make a marinade, put some chicken in there, cut it up. Have some frozen chicken. I gotta thaw it out a bit. But yeah, we can do that and then get some chicken in there, marinate it, cook it, all of that good stuff. All that goody good stuff. Could just marinate the entire freaking chicken breast and then just cook it with that, but I do want to cut it up into pieces first and then marinate it. Cooking an entire chicken breast is a little bit takes a little bit of time. Takes a little bit of time. Okay. We are not dead yet. We are not dead yet. We did heal up a little bit, so don't know if we've been supered. We have not. Okay. Here's what we'll do here. I mean, if we don't... I mean, yeah, we'll just do this. That way we can just force the revive to come out. Yeah, we'll just do this to force the revive to come out. That way, because we don't want to go into Janemba and not have any HP. Because that's what's going to happen. We could just kill Broly right there without having to pop the revive. But then we'll go into Janemba under a lot of our HP and then we'll end up dying. Because Int Evo can go slot 1. If Tech UI doesn't dodge, we just die. So we just need the extra HP. Most likely for Int Evo to go slot 1 for us. But it just depends on the attack pattern, to be honest. If there's not too many attacks, we could do that. But that's why we're able to heal here. Then we can pop one of these. And then we can pop one of these. Okay. And then we can pop that. That did 38. And then this counter will just kill. And we can grab some orbs to heal up. There we go. Nice little heal right there. Should be fine. And the counter will go ahead and wrap up Broly for us for the 3rd time. Or 2nd time. I don't remember at this point. My brain is kind of fried. I'm playing too much Dokkan. And hopefully Janemba, we can wrap up here. Janemba's kind of the one gatekeeping us. We'll see if Janemba can stop gatekeeping us here. AGL UI Goku is guaranteed to dodge here. 7 orbs. Okay, we'll go in and do this. And then we'll go and grab this. And we're gonna take a quick pause right here. Gotta answer a phone call, and then we'll continue. All right, guys, we are back, and we're here. Let's go ahead and pop this here. Let's see how this plays out. 24 million for Mr. STR Evolution Vegeta. Should have probably put him slot 2 so he could have gotten the crit support from AGL MUI. But that is fine. He's gonna still just do his stuff here. Yep, there's a nice little crit right there. There's another crit on a normal, unfortunate. We do have our revive available, but we're not gonna pop it here. Everybody here is taking double digits. So we're good on that. Guys, we put STR Evo slot 1. He's taking double digits slot 1. Oh my god, this is just what I needed. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. He's doing his stuff, man. He's doing his stuff. I really wish we were much rather be using physical Gohan or at either of the Dokkan Fest LRs right now, but ugh. We're here. We're doing the showcase on these guys. Elgato cable decided to glitch out real quick. Unfortunate. Alright. Let's see what UI Goku. Luckily, he's guaranteed dodging for us here, so he can't sell the run again. Yet. Keyword yet. Because the moment we get to the next phase, he's not going to dodge normal and we're going to die. Because that's just how these runs have been going right now. Unless that little phone call reset our luck. Which would be nice if it did. Would not be opposed to that. Okay, let's go ahead and pop this like that. This way? Yeah, we'll do this. Because Int Evo will get his revive built up in slot 3. And this guy is just going to kind of do his stuff here. And then we also get the support. I do kind of want to order some food right now. And I don't know what to order, to be honest. I was looking at like Fire Wings. I was looking at freaking Kiki's Chicken or something like that. But I don't know. We've been kind of ordering out a lot lately because one of my friends like came down. Like I said earlier in the video, he came down, so we ordered a couple food with him. Yeah, kind of. I want to like cook something at home, but I also don't want to cook something right now. It's weird. I definitely should not be door dashing at 12 in the morning. That is not very kind of me to do. So I probably should not do that. But we'll come up with something, man. We'll come up with something. I might make some Maggi if you guys know what that is. It's basically just Indian noodles, but it's really good because of all the spices. It's very freaking good because of the spices. So that might be the play, to be honest. Kind of want to make like an egg dish, but I don't know how to make it, so I might have to call someone up and see if they can teach me to make it over like a phone call. But Evo is going to go ahead and wrap it up here. That is going to be the end of the Tech Janemba phase. And we are going to be going into Physical Janemba once again. With, I think, a double STR Evo rotation. Yeah. And he is slot 1 attacking. This time a lot less attacks than earlier, luckily. That is a good thing. Let's go ahead and do this. And then we will go ahead and do that. Get 6, boom. And then no 8. Okay, that's fine. We'll grab the 7. Oh, please don't be a fraud. That's 1. That's 2. And that's game. Okay. That is where we will go ahead and call the video. Unfortunately, AGO UI does not want to stop frauding out right now. So that is where the video will end. But I hope you guys got a good showing of what STR Evil is able to do. I think we did a pretty good job showing what he is able to do and what he can't. And also same thing for Go Frieza. Again, we skipped the ape fight because it was bad for both units. The AoE would absolutely shred and kill both units immediately, and that would just not be a fun process to deal with. It's just going to be RNG of if ape does or does not super. So, do think that, again, Go Frieza just have the better team because Battle of Fate has a lot better units on it. However, I think if you're looking at the units next to each other, you can just run Vegeta on the Gogeta team and have the Tech UI domain on there and have all these other units, and it is a very, very good team. I have a clip up on the channel. You can take a look at the shorts. There is a rotation with Tech UI, Evo, and Gogeta in slot 3 with his active popped. and Evo was at like a 77 million attack stat, 54 million additional, 30 million normals. It was absolutely crazy. But let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section below. Eisen, signing out.